America, land of the free and home of the brave. We are thankful for our freedom that we as Americans enjoy day to day, afforded to us by the sacrifices made by our men and women serving and have served in the military forces. As Veterans Day approaches and the threat of war looms over us like a dark cloud, we need to honor these men and women now more than ever. So let us, as a country, fly our flags high, and when we see a member of our military, take the time out to shake their hand and thank them for their service. God bless America.
You know, it's funny. I've been watching that all day since I did it, right? I sound like William Shatner. It's like I wasn't stuttering, but my phrasing was off when I did it.
The old William Shatner or the new William Shatner? This one.
The old William Shatner.
Oh, okay.
That's what I felt like when I was listening back to it. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Coffee Table Chronicles. It is Thursday, November 9th, right? Today's the 9th.
That's right.
Yes, it is. Wow. Week's gone by fast.
It's going by.
Well, we're waiting on Lindsay. She got a little bit of a late start tonight, but she'll be up here in a minute. So we got plenty of stuff to talk about. John's happy you're on, Dad.
Hey, John, how you doing?
So we have Veterans Day coming up on Saturday. So we thought it'd be appropriate to do our Veterans Day episode tonight. So pretty excited about that. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Americano Ammunition Coffee, best coffee in Arizona. Go check them out. You can order online at coffeeandammo.com. So if you're not here in Arizona, you want to try it, go check it out. Also want to give a shout out to our friends at Practical Tactical Prep. They were on the show. Dustin was on the show last week with us. If you missed it, it's how Can We Defend Ourselves was the name of the episode. It was a good episode. We talked about different ways of defending yourself, different ways to be prepared for whatever situation that might arise. So if you missed that episode, go check it out. If you're in the market for any type of prepping or even guns and ammo, they sell it all. Check them out at practacprep.com. They do ship. Or if you're here locally, they are in Mesa. So go check them out, Practical Tactical Prep. And also our good buddy Eddie with State 48 Plates. Body armor. If you're in the market for some good body armor, he is definitely the person you want to go see. One thing we talk about Eddie all the time that we really like is that he personalizes your gear. So he'll personally fit you and make sure it's the right gear that you need. So pretty cool. He's a good dude. So
yeah, he is a nice guy.
Yeah, he was.
They're both nice guys.
Yeah, very much so. And they're good business people too. So. Yeah, Bill was barking in the background.
Oh boy,
you can hear it. So, if you guys want to catch us on Spotify, Coffee Table Chronicles on the go. Go check it out. You can watch the video or the audio. And brand new today, just got us added to Apple Podcasts. So we're on Apple Podcasts.
Wow, that's good.
The only downside of Apple Podcasts is it's all audio. It's no video. So
yeah, but still, if you're driving or something, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think some of the episodes might be kind of hard to listen to though, because some of our episodes are visual, right? So
yeah.
Might be a little bit, but anyway, we're on there, so pretty excited about that. So go check it out either on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever your preference for podcasting is.
Mm-hmm.
Also want to give a shout out to our Rumble listeners. Thank you so much, guys, for jumping on with us. I should probably get that started so I can see who's on with us tonight. So, and let's go ahead and talk about your book, Dad. Since you're on the show, you can talk a little bit about it.
Really?
Why not?
Well, I mean, you've been plugging it for 3 weeks now. I appreciate that. It's a Christmas story, not your usual Christmas story. It's more a story about a family in conflict, having some tragedies hit them right around Thanksgiving and Christmas time, which we all can relate to sometime in our life. I'm sure we've all experienced this downtimes to holidays, but it's kind of an uplifting story in the end. It's not like it doesn't leave you down when you finish the story. It has a nice ending, but it shows you just how much family really means, especially during a crisis. And especially during the holiday season, they came together as one family and they got through it. And I think it's an interesting story. I think the characters are interesting. The main character, I see him very clearly because he kind of reminds me of myself in some ways. But and John might see himself in that too, by the way. But the story itself is about the family and what they went through during this particular holiday season. And I think you'll enjoy it. It's only on ebook, though. I don't have it out on printed book yet. So if you're interested, it's on Amazon or BookBaby or whatever, Barnes & Nobles on ebook.
Cool.
That's it.
Good gift for Christmas. So go buy it and give it to a family member, especially if they are that type of person. It'd be good to read that story, right?
Right. Well, like I say, it's different. It's not your typical, a happy story. It has its moments, but it still all works out in the end. So,
but it ends on a good note.
Yes, it does. At least I think it does.
It won't be a downer like this episode is going to be.
Exactly.
Hey, it happens. Yes, Lindsay is on. She's here now. Are you drinking the hard stuff?
Is this the silent Lindsay? What is this?
There is
We're local.
This is the I need to get ready, Lindsay.
I could see that, yeah. Oh boy, there goes the dogs.
I'm not even on Rumble.
I'm on Rumble. But
Okay, dude.
hey, Taylor.
Hi, Taylor.
Hi, Taylor.
Christine's on.
Hi, Christine.
Where's Heavy Metal Beer Club?
You know how my day's
I
been?
didn't see them on tonight.
That pretty much sounds good.
Well, we should get to take it easy tomorrow.
Yeah. Get up at 4 a.m. and drive for 3.5 hours. It sounds great.
Well, you can listen to the broadcast, on the radio.
Or I can, start drinking.
You could do that too.
You did miss it that we are now on Apple Podcasts. So
I had nothing to do with that. Good job. I might potentially have a new listener today, though.
Oh, yeah?
We'll see if she's here.
Okay.
I don't want to say anything too early in case she's not.
In case she didn't show up.
Call anybody out.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I'm not that kind of person.
All
John,
right.
stop asking me if you can call me. No, you can't. I mean, you can. I'm going to put you on speakerphone, but no.
Wow.
No, I stopped working 4 minutes ago.
We don't have the ability to take calls on here.
58 when I walked into the other room. No.
Does John want to talk to you about work?
He says, "Can I call? I have a work question." No. You are not my boss.
Oh.
Damn.
But keep in mind, that can change.
No, yeah, I don't think so.
I'm sticking up for you, John.
I think my two bosses are going to stay my two bosses. I think I'm pretty good on that one.
That's probably the case.
But is he my boss's boss?
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
That could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
That could
is
happen.
true.
Be nice.
That is true. Yes, be nice to John.
Be nice to
I
John.
just have to be nice to my boss.
I'm not your boss.
I said my boss's boss.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
in the
well,
way
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
John's. Yeah.
Why'd we get off on that tangent? Oh, because John wants
Because
to.
he texted me and said, "Can I call?" And I said, "No."
All right, let's talk about Veterans Day, shall we?
We could do that.
I
Yeah.
don't know how to blow this up a little bit here.
Bull, put us in the right spot.
What'd you say?
Keith, you dear. Oh, isn't he adorable?
Oh, yeah, let's not get all mushy on the show now.
You
Stop
did
it.
just shave yesterday, didn't you? Wow.
See the shit I get? Why am I getting the shit on?
That's why I'm sitting here.
I know exactly.
Didn't you just shave it? See, I can't see it from over there.
That's
I'm like,
right.
wow, your face was cute when I left this morning, and now it's all hairy.
That's what happens when you're an adult.
Oh, I thought you were going to say when you were gone for 16 hours too,
Well,
but
That too. That does happen.
when you're a real, let's not, don't get kicked off YouTube.
No.
We're already getting kicked off Facebook.
Kissed off?
So kissed off.
You
We're getting
sending
kissed
me off with a
Facebook.
kiss, baby? Yeah, probably not. I had the conversation today with the person who might be here or may not be here. And I was like, yeah, we're going to get kicked off YouTube. And she was like, really? I'm like, yeah, we're going to probably.
So the verdict is out. So I posted it that Facebook is threatening to kick us off, saying that we keep violating their policies.
I mean, we've been getting it, but
And then when I shared it on one of our groups, they came back and said, no, it's probably a spam. It's probably just a
scam.
phishing thing or something. So
Fuckers.
I started researching some of the, because they'll post what it looks like when it's a phishing
Yeah, compared to like a
message
real one.
or something. Yeah. And it still looks legit. So I still say that
Well, they haven't kicked us off yet. I mean, how long are you going to threaten us?
Maybe tonight. Maybe tonight's a lucky night.
Well, here's what bothers me, and I think I spoke to both of you about this.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, Andrew.
Anyway, I experienced my own problem with Facebook where I objected to 4 particular pieces that were submitted to Facebook, one being pornography and the other 3 being just spam that was a pain in the neck. And I sent it into them as a complaint. I blocked the sites, and they researched it, as they called it, and they said through their human and technology, they felt that it wasn't in indifference
Against their standards.
So they are not taking it off. Meanwhile, they want to take you guys off because you don't agree with them politically.
But like
it's
naked
ridiculous.
Women
Yeah,
with
of course,
all that kind of stuff.
that children can see. I mean, come on. So let's
The ones I had were pretty.
let's be the ones I had. There was no doubt about them.
Oh, mine were. Yeah, I was like, did I just pay $3.99 to see this? Like, what happened?
But the whole thing is, I mean, let's be consistent with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just do what you. Although they can do that. See, they're
They
allowed
can do
to do
whatever they
that.
want because we signed and said
Exactly.
yes.
They can do whatever they
Whatever.
want, but that's how things get out of whack when you silence one voice
And
or
not
one
the other.
opposing voice and just do everything your way. And that's what I think is bullcrap.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we've been doing?
Yep.
Well, people don't sign on to social media to look at porn. I mean, it's not. There's sites for that, right?
Yeah.
You don't
Isn't
go
that
on
what the
Facebook
feed-
thinking
feed
that's what you're going
finder
to
or
look
whatever
at.
is.
No, this is a site that doesn't omit children. Children get on Facebook. So
yeah.
why would you allow this stuff on there?
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
They don't. I
So-
need to be on Rumble. I feel all.
So maybe I'll get thrown off
Not in the
Facebook
right
now. I don't
spot.
know.
Well, see, Christine, here's the thing. There is a lot wrong with the picture, and you can tell Facebook to do better, but Facebook's not going to do better.
Because it's not them, it's a computer. You're
Well-
not even getting a human.
No, not only that, they have a certain agenda, and this is their agenda. They want
Excuse me?
to silence people that don't go with their narrative.
That's what most of the platforms do. Not all of them, thank God.
Yeah.
Some of them you're on are very fair, but I'm saying a lot of them want to silence the opposition. And that tells me, I don't want to get started in this because I've been riled up all day about it. But
Why are you real up about it?
when you have one side that wants to silence the other side, that tells me that side has a very weak argument. Because if you're willing to listen to the other side, then you have something to say.
Yeah.
When you're not, then there's something wrong somewhere.
Well, they're like the average keyboard warrior, right? You're tough behind a keyboard,
Mhm.
and that's the thing. They have the power to do whatever they want to do.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You have no control. But there is something you can do about it. You can stop visiting these sites. I mean, because there are different sites out there now.
Am I crazy? Is
you
there
know-
like music or something? Am I just losing it?
You're losing it. There's no music.
Yeah, you had a long day.
I had to
keep
turn
hearing,
Dad's mic up, so there might be a little bit of a carryover.
Okay. I hear
but-
like bells or a whistle or something every
Yeah,
once
no,
in a
It's
while.
not me.
no.
I'm not whistling.
Are you dinging over there?
No, I'm not dinging. I
No.
don't think.
But the whole point is, you have other social media sites you can go to. They have Truth Social, they have Getter, even though a lot of people complain
They're
about
not
Truth
easy
Social.
to use.
They are though.
They're not.
They are. I use them all the time. They're easy.
I don't like them.
You now have Rumble instead of YouTube. You don't have to do YouTube.
I like Rumble.
So there's a lot of options out there. People just have to start making the change.
Well,
and
the thing is, people are afraid of change. When you
Well-
get, especially if you're in my age group, once you figured out the technology
You don't
to
wanna
a
change it.
particular, site,
Yeah.
you're afraid to go somewhere else.
But it's not even that, because if you don't have a problem with it, you don't know the difference.
No, you don't. If you have a problem
just
with
think
it, then
it's
why would you leave?
Yeah.
But I can't believe people don't have a problem with it, because what happened to you, what happened to me,
Mhm.
just with the
Happened to
pornography,
everybody.
it's happening to everybody.
Mhm.
So either you're okay with it or you're not okay with it.
And the fact that they're okay with it and they're not doing it just tells us that that's what they can push more of.
well, the scary part too is if people clone your account and then they start posting that stuff and it looks
As
like you're
you,
posting
yeah.
it. That's bad. I mean, that's not good.
And that's easy to do on certain sites.
Nowadays, yeah, they can. That's what happens all the time when people said, "Oh, hey, I got a message from you. Did you send a message?"
Yeah.
Somebody cloned your account.
Well, the
That's
thing
exactly
is,
what happened.
common sense.
So.
Anybody that knows you, that shares your account,
Typically,
knows
yeah.
that couldn't be
Well,
you.
you never know.
That's true.
You never know. You might have like some midlife crisis. That
Or
you
some-
know.
People,
Right.
people could be like upside down pineapples. Or
Right.
something.
Yeah. I know, right. Well, I could just be a dirty old man.
It could be that too. I mean, you've been one, but that's fine.
Thank you.
You're not
But-
posting any
but
of that
that-
weird
you know,
stuff.
But you got to ask yourself this: what does Facebook give you? I mean, other than seeing what other people post, what does Facebook do for you? I mean,
Nothing.
I know you originally started
me
it
go
to
to
sell your
sleep.
books.
I use it. I use it as a marketing tool. Yes,
And how does that work for your marketing?
not very well.
Right. So for us, we promote the show on it, but there's other places that we can promote the show. I mean, I can care less if Facebook kicked me off.
Yeah.
I really did.
Well, the thing is, I don't. It's not about Facebook. It's about the control that they have.
Right.
And I think it's wrong. And like Lindsay said, we sign on to it, but it doesn't make it right.
We signed on to it, but you have to have those morals of your own.
Right.
So
And-
each time you scroll by, each time you don't complain about it, you're okaying it.
That's exactly.
And that's what it comes down to is you're okaying this to be passed on to the next kid.
But to me, why would
Who
I
signed
complain
it?
again to Facebook if they didn't give me any?
You block
satisfaction
it on your end.
that-
Oh, I complain about, I'll do 50 a day. They put a commercial on there, complain and block, report, whatever. I send 100 of them a day.
Yeah. But the whole thing is that, the options for making complaints to them are kind of limited because they don't
John
respond.
says, have Boris blow us up.
There you go. There you go.
Why? We have the PowerPoint up.
We're talking about the PowerPoint.
So
So-
let's talk about the PowerPoint.
So Christine's right, though. I didn't think Facebook, that's what a lot of people use Facebook for when it first came
Yeah.
out. You would connect with people that you haven't talked to. And I did it. I mean,
Hundreds of years.
my buddy Andy, I hadn't seen him since I graduated high school.
Oh, is that how we got Andy back?
Yeah.
Oh,
I literally found him on
Andy.
Facebook and was able to communicate
I'm
with
so
him.
happy about
You know,
that.
people move, they do things, you lose
Well,
their
that's how
phone
we found
numbers. You
Christine.
can't, right, exactly.
Well, that's how I
Exactly.
found Rich, my
Right.
my co-author.
Right.
He got a hold of me through Facebook.
Wow.
So I think there
After
are
all the
benefits
years,
to
yeah,
it, but
yeah.
they're, it's just going
I don't think it's like that
anymore.
anymore. Have you
No.
had any of those stories in the last year, 2
No.
years, 5
No,
years, 10
no,
years?
No. Now I literally use it to wish people a happy birthday and post our shows. That's my limit of
And
Facebook, and I can
watch
do that.
random videos to go to bed.
right. And I can do that on actually I watch YouTube every night now.
There you go. Oh, you watch Bangino every night almost.
That's on Rumble. I watch Bongino.
I was going to say that's what
I
you've been
love
doing
Bongino.
lately.
Yeah,
John got me hooked on Bongino.
Yeah, he's a good man. He's a good
I
man.
love Bongino.
His voice is very calming, except for when he gets riled.
So when he gets
but
mad.
mostly
Yeah, I wouldn't say
90%.
I
He's
wouldn't
very
describe
calming.
him as a calm
No.
guy.
No, like just listening to his voice. I don't know. It's calm.
Yeah, when he's talking calmly, yes.
Yeah,
But
when he's not like
when he
riled
gets
up.
agitated, look
Oh no,
out.
once he's riled up, he's all gone.
He's a good man. He is.
So I get excited. Like I wait for him to drop the F-bomb because it's funny when he does his face that he makes, and it's just funny.
Oh, he does the same face.
So I wonder if people do that with you. They just wait for Lindsay
Do
to
I
drop
make
an
the same
F-bomb on the
face?
show.
No, they're so
I don't
used
think
to.
I make the
no.
same face.
They're so used to it.
They just count the F bombs now.
It's
If
a,
it's
dr-
like a
it's a
talent-
drinking game.
It's a drinking game.
If it's under
It
20,
is.
she's had a good night. If it's under 20,
I know. That means I'm doing well.
So far, you good. We need that bell back.
she has to remember that there's children that watch the show.
No, there's
Children
not.
shouldn't be
There's a
watching
couple.
the show
Why?
because it says explicit on our channel.
Does it?
Yes.
Bam.
Okay.
I had to put explicit because of Lindsay
Because we're not.
and her F-bombs.
That's true.
I did. I
Oh,
had
really?
to.
Because
Yeah.
of me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to.
You got us kicked out?
I drop them too, but
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
not as much as you though.
No, I know.
What?
I text LCD just to irritate her to get her to drop F-bombs. Thanks, Sean, because you're talking to me about work. I've been working all day. And I got to get up and work more.
All right, let's go through the PowerPoint.
I don't want to work anymore.
Can we get to the PowerPoint then?
We're going now.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Dad. Read it.
So
Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Alex
said a bad word. Wow.
Well, you are guys going to be here in a couple weeks, so I'll teach him some new ones.
Oh yeah, don't do that. So I actually got this on va.gov. It was a neat little story about the history of Veterans Day, and I figured I'd share some of it on here.
You want me to read it?
So, yeah, you can.
In 1921, an unknown World War I American soldier was buried in Arlington National Cemetery. This site on a hillside looking
Overlooking.
on a hillside overlooking the Potomac River and the city of Washington, D.C. became the focal point of reverence for America's veterans. Similar ceremonies occurred earlier in England and France, where an unknown soldier was buried in each nation's highest place of honor. In England, Westminster Abbey.
That's right. I
In
saw that.
France, the Arc de
Arch
Triomphe.
de Triumph.
There you go.
Arch de Triomphe. I can't see the thing, but I know what
You
it
know,
is.
know
it
what
is.
it is.
Good. These memorial gestures all took place on November 11th, giving universal recognition to the celebrated ending of World War I, fighting at 11 a.m., November 11th, 1918. The 11th hour of the 11th day. Whoa, of the 11th month.
Mhm.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. The day became known as
Armistice Day.
Armistice
That's right.
Day.
Before it
That's
became-
crazy.
Yeah.
Now, if it was the 11th year, that'd be awesome. Like 1911.
Unfortunately, you can't pick and choose that.
Yeah.
Well, you can't pick and choose when you do it. 11 hour, 11 day, 11 month.
That's true.
Is that why 1111 is such a good number and everybody tells you to make a wish?
Sure.
Who tells you to make a wish?
I was gonna say, I haven't
You
heard
didn't
that.
ever do that?
No.
No.
11/11?
What?
No. Why are you so surprised?
We're New Yorkers.
You never did that as kids or whatever?
We're New Yorkers. We're not
Where you'd be like,
Arizonians.
it's 1111, make a wish.
No.
These are no fun.
No. Because weird
Please
shit.
tell me other people did that and it's not just a me thing.
Weird shit probably happens when you do that.
No weird shit when he gets married on Friday the 13th. They don't let you do it.
Armistice Day officially received its name in America in 1926 through a congressional resolution. It became a national holiday 12 years later by similar congressional action.
Sorry.
If the idealistic
Hope had been realized that World War I was the war to end all wars, November 11th might still be called Armistice Day. But only a few years after the holiday was proclaimed, war broke out in Europe. 16.5 million Americans took part. 407,000 of them died in service and more than 290. Why do you go from like writing the word out to not?
I don't know why they do that.
292,000 in battle. That messed me up.
Just to
sorry.
keep you on your toes.
Oh,
Remember, I copy and paste this.
I know. Can you read it first before you just let me go at it? And
No,
punctuation isn't
that's
right.
part of the fun.
What the actual hell? Okay, I don't even know what that said because it screwed me all up.
Well, you know, when you read those numbers quickly, they don't mean anything.
Right.
But if you really look at the numbers and think what it says, it's quite different. It's phenomenal, the sacrifices we made in war, and today we don't recognize that anymore.
So 16.5 million
Mhm.
Americans took part.
Took
what does that
part.
mean? Like they
So
died or they
No,
were in
no,
it?
no, no. They
No,
didn't
they-
die. They took some
They
part
fought
in the war. They
Right.
could not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
They could have been nurses. They could have
Right.
been people working in
Making
in
socks and all that
factories
other
and
good
stuff like that.
stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
They
okay.
served. In
Yeah,
one way or
they
the
served
other.
some way the
Right.
country during the
Okay.
war.
Right.
And then 470,000 of them died.
That's
Right.
right. Think of that. Say it
That's a
again.
lot.
407,000.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot. That's a lot of people.
Out of 16.5 million, it's really not.
It is.
It's almost a 500,000 people gave their lives for this war. You know, for this country. I'm not talking about the people in Europe and England that gave their lives. I'm talking about just in the U.S.
Well, out of 16.5 million,
You're looking at it the wrong way. You're looking.
407,000 of them died.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's a lot of people. Yes.
You're comparing it like it's only 2% of the 16 million.
Yeah.
But you can't look
That's
at it that
pretty
way.
good.
You got to look at it. It's almost a 500,000 people.
400,000
people.
people that died.
Yes.
That's
no,
a lot
I'm
of people.
aware of that.
Yeah.
But when you look at how many people were involved in it,
You can't look at it that way.
You can't look at it that way because you don't want
The
anybody to die.
sacrifice is different than the participation.
Right.
okay.
There is much more. There's much more of an impact knowing the sacrifice of losing your life as compared to someone working in an arms factory or an airplane factory. Not that I'm belittling them,
Absolutely.
because without them we'd have been in
we wouldn't
trouble
have made
too.
it. No, absolutely.
just
Christine,
saying,
I agree.
There's a different comparison.
Losing any is terrible. But if you're looking at a war, 16.5 million were involved in it. But again, not
Not
on
in
the
battle
fighting.
necessarily,
Absolutely. And that's what's hard to know is
Right.
what that is.
Right.
So more than 292,000 of them died in battle. So
Mhm.
407,000 died,
Died in service, yeah.
292 in battle.
Yeah.
Some of them could have died from malaria
Yeah.
Right.
and
Well,
other
polio,
jungle
all that, yeah.
diseases or whatever. Dying out in
Yeah.
in the dead of
Well,
winter.
and yeah.
I mean, there was exposure. I mean,
All
there's a
that
million
stuff,
reasons
yeah.
for dying,
Mhm.
but they all died for the same cause.
Mhm.
They could have died. They could have been working in a factory
all-
that got bombed. You know,
Oh,
they
sure.
they
Or
weren't in
in
battle, so to speak.
Factory,
You know, Yeah.
something blew up and the
Right.
engine, you know, you never know. It's still too many.
Mm.
So,
Yep.
Good job. Why are we changing font? What are you doing to me? The first celebration using the term Veterans Day occurred in Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham, Alabama in 1947. Raymond Weeks, a World War II veteran, organized National Veterans Day, which included a parade and other festivities to honor all veterans. The event was held on November 11th, then designated Armistice Day?
Armistice Day, right?
Armistice?
Armistice Day.
Armistice Day. Later, U.S. Representative Edward Reese of Kansas proposed a bill that would change Armistice Day to Veterans Day in 1954.
That's correct.
Congress passed the bill that President Eisenhower signed proclaiming November 11th as Veterans Day.
Very good. That's true. I remember that happening.
Wow, Dad, you didn't have to say that.
Oh, it's a
Like,
fact.
that makes you look old.
I was only 11 or 12, but I remember it happening.
Do you remember Armistice Day?
I do.
So John says it's on the way you look at it. When you say that 2.4 died out of every 100 that participated.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
It's still too many, I agree.
It's a tremendous loss.
Me being the twisted person I am, think, gee, that's not too bad.
Wow. You actually admitted you were twisted.
Oh, 100%.
I wonder how many Gold Star parents we had in the Second World War. Did you ever look that up? I'm curious of that because that has to be a high number too.
I think didn't we talk about that last
How many
year?
ghosts?
We went through it a little bit about the Sullivan brothers and some of the other sacrifices that parents made with their sons
Oh,
back in the Second World War, but we never really covered the amount of parents that lost sons and daughters during
Right.
the war.
Right.
Oh, I'm sure, because they were rooking them out at 18.
Yeah, 17. Some with the
Yeah.
parent with your parents' signature, you could get in at
Yeah,
17.
Absolutely.
Some guys lied when they were 15
and
got in.
Yep.
15.
Well, then you had the draft on top of that.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
draft,
so
yes.
that was part of it.
And
Well,
the
that's how
draft,
the women got.
yeah, the draft was different back then because during the Second World War, you could be drafted by the Marines, the Navy, the Army, or the Air Force. John can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but after or during the Korean War, the draft changed to only the Army drafted. Everybody
really?
else was volunteer. John, you could correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on that.
I think that's what it is now. I don't think everybody
There
can
is
get
no
you.
draft.
There's no draft now.
Well,
There's
no,
no
but if
draft
it is,
anymore.
I don't think it's everybody.
I can't
I
answer
don't
that. If it's not there, I can't answer it.
I don't know. John, Christine,
Who knows? If we go to World War III, they might reinstate.
Oh,
the
We're
draft.
yeah,
real close
sure.
to
And
it.
if it does,
happen.
women will probably be drafted too.
send me out there. It's either me or you. Somebody's got to stay home with the dogs. I can't go. You can't go. We're both kicked out.
Yeah, we're both. Yeah, they ain't taking me.
I'll go.
Go for it. I'll go with you.
Okay, I'll go.
They're not going to take me.
John and I will go.
They had you laugh, but they had a program recently that I read that
They brought in the old veterans.
they brought
yeah,
in
you were telling me that.
veterans to go back into service. To
Yeah,
do,
but that you got to be
not the
careful.
fight, obviously.
Not the fight.
but- of course.
As
but-
administrative,
yeah,
No,
yeah,
but it was
yeah.
to like do the.
yes, administrative
Yeah.
work,
I think that's great.
sub teaching and
Absolutely.
lecturing, things
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
That's
I-
awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I
I'll
think that
go.
was phenomenal.
Yeah. Sit at a computer and do stuff.
You could be a history teacher.
I could.
You could. You know your history.
He's going to be like, yep, we fucked it up last time.
Well-
We'll fuck it up again.
John didn't know about one service.
It's always for the
Always
needs
for
of
the
the
needs of
government.
government.
Of course it is.
Mhm.
Biden. Sorry. Ice cream eating. Son of a. 2022 Veterans Day report. That was not now.
No, it wasn't.
Survey of
but this is the
Americans'
latest report.
attitudes towards veterans. 2004 adult U.S. citizens from October 28th to November. I don't know.
So
what this
these are the
means.
people that were surveyed. 2004 U.S. adults from October 28th to November 1st were surveyed. 500
Oh,
U.S.
were
military veterans from
surveyed.
October 28th to November 1st.
I'm with you now. I'm so sorry.
So I thought this was interesting, and this was on VA.gov too. So
So
that's why I wanted
this
to.
is the survey's next.
yeah.
Okay, I'm
the
sorry. I
survey-
thought that was something, and I was like, I am
No.
so lost
No.
right now. Okay. The survey. Most Americans over 8 in 10, thought you meant like 8 foot 10 inches. I was like, those are big Americans, will observe Veterans Day this year. More than 1/3 plan to fly the American flag.
So I thought this was interesting.
So the question is, will you observe Veterans Day? If so, how will you observe? And select all that apply. So fly the American flag. Which one's, U.S. average and veterans. So the U.S. average is the dark one. The veterans is the light one.
Yep.
Why is that a surprise? That's not
Right.
Not even a little bit. Fly the American flag. Pretty happy that it's pretty high. Like for regular Americans.
Should be higher.
60% of those people?
40.
Is it?
38.
Oh,
54
sorry.
for veterans.
Should be higher.
Should be, but that's not terrible.
No, it's not.
I mean, this was last year even, so that's not awful. Express gratitude for veterans on social media.
It's about even.
About even. That's
It's about
pretty good.
even.
Talk to a veteran in person, on the phone, or online. I don't know what that means. Like,
Well, on Facebook or something.
well, I know, but what,
They-
you're just randomly going to talk to
Yeah,
somebody?
sometimes they do. I get people that thank me for my service that see my my page. They thank me for. I mean, I get thanked even when I go to the shopping, and I got to
No,
say one
shopping
thing.
and stuff I'll do, like out to eat. I'll do something like that.
Definitely, I get
Like,
a lot
absolutely. But like just randomly talk to a veteran on veteran. Okay. Like if you see him at the grocery store, say, I'm with you now. I'm with you now.
Or maybe you have a veteran in your family. Do you pick up the phone and talk to them? You call them.
And we talk to that every
Right.
day. So
of it. But you don't, yeah, but you don't thank him every day for being a veteran because he's your dad, and that's understandable. But what I'm saying is, there are people that'll look you up on Facebook or Twitter or some other
like a
crazy-
little more
see
than
that
and they'll
normal.
see your profile and see you're a veteran, and they'll just thank you.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
think that's nice.
That's nice. No, I get that now. Participate in a Veterans Day event, ceremony, or parade. Well,
I-
like we couldn't because there isn't one
I used to.
by us.
I did too. I marched in every year. I marched
Yeah,
in
you
Veterans Day
do it
parade.
all the time.
I think it just depends on where you live.
I
which
did
is
it
why
both
those
as
numbers are
I
weird.
did it both as a civilian and as a cop,
Yeah.
and I love Veterans Day parades because
Oh, they're so much fun.
people are so up for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, they're the true Americans.
Yeah.
The people that are waving the flags,
Yeah.
and waving
that's
at you and stuff. It gives you a good feeling.
I think Queen Creek has a Veterans Day parade. I think they do it down through the center, downtown there. You wouldn't know, would you?
No idea.
I think they do. I think they have one.
They don't have it on the flyer where I drive by, so I don't know what's
Oh.
happening.
I got to buy a flag tomorrow so I can hang one on Saturday. You got to get me one tomorrow.
There's one behind you. I know. We got to put your flag up.
You got to put my
We'll
flag.
do it on Saturday. We got to go by Home Depot.
That's a
anyways.
good time to do it because
Beautiful.
Saturday is Veterans Day.
Perfect.
That's a
Thank
perfect
you.
time to do it.
That'll be exactly.
Maybe
when
do
we
it tomorrow.
You can.
won't. I could.
I will not be doing anything other than driving tomorrow. Donate to an organization or charity that supports veterans.
There's a few out there.
That's hey, you want to know what? Those are the ones that wouldn't be doing it normally. So add them in.
What's the one that I can't think of the name of now? It's always that Country and Western Star always is on TV promoting that. Oh,
You assume we watch TV.
I
during
can't
the
think of
day.
it. I
Yeah,
can't
we
think
don't
of his
watch
name.
TV.
It wasn't Toby Keith. It was somebody. Oh boy, maybe it was Toby Keith.
Probably Toby Keith. He's pretty patriotic.
And it's a group that supports injured and disabled veterans.
Oh, yeah,
war,
I can't-
war,
I can't.
something warriors.
Yeah,
Wounded
thank you.
Warriors.
That's
There
it.
you
Wounded
go.
Warriors.
Wounded Warriors, things like that. I mean, I think that's terrific.
Yeah, I like those because you give money and they get them puppy dogs.
But the thing is that I don't want to get into the politics of everything, but
Oh, but why not?
if anybody knows,
Oh, it's so much fun.
if anybody knows anything about veterans hospitals, it's really not as good as people.
Oh,
want
it's
it
a
to
shit
believe.
show. It's disgusting.
It's
It's absolutely
terrible.
terrible.
And it's not particularly the fault of the staff that works there. So I want to be clear on that. They
No.
work hard,
The staff is
but
great.
it's the financial support they get from the government and how these poor veterans, these wounded warriors live under these conditions. It's horrible.
Well, look at Brian's daughter.
Yeah. So I was looking at local news to try and find a decent article for Arizona tonight. Couldn't find anything good, but they did. I was watching a video. They did interview 3 veterans, different ages. One gentleman I think was 82. There was a lady who's probably in her mid 30s and a younger gentleman. So they interviewed them all separately, and they asked the same questions. And that's one of the things that all 3 of them had in common was talked about how bad the VA hospitals really truly
Oh,
are.
it's terrible.
Terrible.
And that it takes months and months even just to get an appointment.
Yeah.
And the one
And even then, they cancel it and don't tell you. They
Well,
don't
the
care.
only thing that helped that was when Trump passed that amendment, the law,
That you can go
that
wherever
you go
you
to a
want.
private
Right,
doctor.
right.
It helped it a little bit, but it still didn't address the real problem.
No, but it did help those people
little bit,
waiting
a little
get seen.
Well, when he brought the older gentleman brought up a good point. You know, these people that suffer from PTSD and other, you know, debilitating
Ailments.
mental illnesses, they need to get in and see somebody right away.
Of course,
They
you
can't
say
wait
this.
call
6
and they need
months to
something,
go.
yeah.
And that's why suicide rates are
Exactly, and it's do you know what the suicide rate is? It's unbelievable.
So high.
It's I mean,
It's up there.
I should have brought that with me tonight because it's like one suicide every so many minutes. It's like ridiculous.
Then there's that.
Great point, Arthur. But we
But
house illegal aliens and send a lot of money to other countries.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
Yep,
And
you're
those
right,
illegal
Arthur.
aliens can get free medical
Yep.
wherever they want. They don't have to wait in a certain
Yep.
hospital.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But
Thanks, Arthur, for making it better. Such a good
but of
one.
course, we'll get in trouble for saying that because it's the truth, and you
Mhm.
can't say the truth.
So I'm going to ask you this. So we all know after Vietnam, soldiers were treated like shit when they returned home. They were really looked down upon. Was that the same after World War II?
No,
What was the attitude like when soldiers
celebration.
came home?
The war was over.
And that's
First
when we
it-
went into the roaring 30s because
Yeah.
everybody was still partying.
Well, the VE, what do you call it, VE Day? That's the end of the war in Europe, and then
Mhm.
you had VJ Day, victory in Japan. There were tremendous parades, celebrations. Of course, the GIs all got drunk all over the
Oh,
place,
yeah.
and they were treated like gold for a month or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when they first mustered out and everything.
I'm sure.
A lot of them stayed in uniform, and they got treated great. But then it all went away.
And that's what I wonder. Do you think after the Vietnam War, the stigma that the soldiers had, do you think that just kind of carried over and that's why that's why we treat them like crap still? I mean, how does our government not take care of the people who serve the government?
I can't answer that because it's their responsibility, and they've neglected it for years. I don't know that. I mean, there's even been cases, and I can't verify this, so YouTube, I'm not saying this is positive, but I understand that there's been cases where soldiers that have been wounded in war, like in Iraq and Afghanistan, that has serious like brain trauma and things like that, they mustered them out on a general discharge, so they didn't have to compensate for medical problems. Now, again, I can't verify that, but if that was true, that would be terrible,
It's
terrible.
awful.
100%, John. I totally agree with that. He says, in Arizona, VA hospitals are the gold standard for how bad the VA can be.
This is
Why we don't want socialized medicine. 100%.
Yep,
100%.
true.
ticker
Very true.
tape parades. Yep.
It's a shame. I don't understand. I mean, I understand the young people because the young people have no clue what's going
They
on.
haven't seen it. They have no idea.
They think the woke agenda is great. They think that the
Well-
Democrats are marching in the right direction. They think everything is rosy because they don't know what they're losing.
And in
They
honesty,
don't understand it.
like we grew up, so my grandparents were both from World War One.
Right.
So I had that personal
Touch.
to that.
Right.
These kids don't.
No, they don't. They don't have any connection to it.
Their grandparents or great grandparents who potentially were in there, they have no clue.
The ones that do have connections still don't think like those.
No.
Young. They think the way we think, but they're
But
the
it's
minority.
getting lower and
Right.
lower and
They're
lower.
the minority as
Yeah.
compared to the youngsters. I'm not picturing on the youngsters today because they have to be the future of the country, good or bad. But I'm just
Please don't say
saying
that.
they don't understand what it
They
takes
haven't had to see it.
and what the cost was to keep this country free. And when they spit on the flag, when they kneel during the anthem or whatever the case, whatever they disrespect this nation, it pisses me off because they don't get it.
Mm-mm.
And they never will until somebody kicks them in the ass.
Well, until
and
something
wakes them up.
happens. Until something happens. So we had 9/11 in 2001, right?
What did that do? It gathered everybody
But
for a few
these
days.
kids
Right.
haven't even seen that.
No.
That was
Oh,
23.
But think about the
Oh my
hypocrisy of
God.
that. But
23 years ago. Some of them haven't even seen that. They're
Think-
18, 19, 20
right,
years
but
old.
think of the hypocrisy of that all. Everybody band together in D.C. The
Mhm.
Democrats held hands with the Republicans.
Yeah.
Everybody was a patriot
Yep.
for a couple of weeks.
Yep.
and then everything went back.
But at least they remember it.
Do
These
they?
kids don't even know it.
But remembering it and having it affect you are two different things.
That's a human thing, though,
Exactly,
not
it
a
is.
situational
It
thing.
is. It's a human thing.
Yeah.
If you feel about 9/11 the way we feel about 9/11, it'll always hit you hard. If you feel the way certain other
But
people feel,
9/11 hits me different than it hits you.
sure, of course.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, because I knew people that died
Yeah,
there,
we're affected
Absolutely.
by it. Yeah.
And that's your
It
home.
was
Yeah.
our home state.
and it's my home.
It's,
Right.
Exactly. For me, I'm like, oh, that sucks. A lot of people
But it
died.
still
Like,
hit
I
you.
didn't piss. Oh, yeah.
It still
Absolutely.
hit you hard.
No, absolutely.
There are people that just blew it off.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to me because that was
Attack against
other than
our
the-
country.
other than the attack in Alaska during the Second World War, the Aleutian Islands, which a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah.
We never had an attack on our soil
Mm-mm.
until 9/11.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a very big statement.
Yep.
Very big statement.
We also didn't have presidents that were.
Well, also, if you look back, when was Desert Storm was what, 92, 93 started?
With the one with Senior Bush?
Yeah.
Yeah, around there somewhere.
Right, so-
You caught me here, but yeah.
I want to say it was 92, 93. is when it was Operation Freedom or something, whatever the
Right,
original
right,
one
right.
was, and it turned into Desert Storm,
Right.
Desert Freedom, Desert Storm.
Isn't that
whatever
when
it
we
was.
went to Iran?
And we're
Yes,
over
when
in
we went to Iraq.
Iraq and Afghanistan.
Well, that was
Weren't we
like
over in
10
Afghanistan
years,
too,
so-
that time?
No, Iraq was the first one.
It was
with
the first
Bush.
one. Yeah.
It was like a 10-year process.
But-
we were there forever.
And that's my point. So all this was going on for all these years prior to 9/11. Then 9/11 happened. That kicked us into an official war, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
But during that time, nobody really thought that we were at war, right? We knew we had
Well,
troops
in all
over there.
honesty,
We knew
it's
what,
like now.
did anybody know what we were doing over there?
No, because
It wasn't publicized.
it hasn't had the same impact as the Second World War.
Right.
had. I mean, you could relate to what's going on now to more or less Korea or
Mhm.
Vietnam, because even though we know they're there and they're fighting, it
We don't
doesn't
know-
have an economic or a personal
Effect on us.
effect on the people living here.
Not yet.
Where the Second World War did, we went to
We
restrictions
were
on gasoline.
shipping out all of our men.
restricted-
You
yeah,
clearly saw the
right.
difference.
But we were restricted here in our
Mhm.
civilian life.
Yep.
You know, Meatless Tuesday, gas rationing,
Mhm.
food rationing,
Yep.
sugar rationing, all those things
Breads,
affected
cheeses,
the
yep.
people. So they were well aware of the war.
Right.
what was going
right.
on? Yep.
Where the
'Cause
other
all of our
wars,
extra
not
stuff
the,
was going-
exactly.
yeah.
We know about the Vietnam War thanks to the news on TV.
Yeah, that was it.
All you saw when I was first married to my lovely wife, we would put the TV on at night, 1965, 66. All you saw was Vietnam War. I
Yep.
mean,
Mhm.
and gruesome
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
But you see that for an hour every night
Yep.
between 5 and 6 or 6
Wow,
or 7.
doesn't that sound like? Nope, don't say it.
I'm just saying. So it's like a television war
Mhm.
compared to the real war.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
at
difference.
least you still saw it. It was
Yeah.
in your life.
not the same impact. though.
No, but it's better than everything we've had since then.
Oh yeah.
where you hear
now
nothing about
no,
it.
not now. You're totally blind to it.
So
Right. Unless you want to stay up to date on it.
yeah, unless you do the digging to find
Right.
out.
Right. So,
So
it's
Christine says active duty soldiers were subject to medicines that weren't tested long enough to be given to soldiers. Today, they do the same
Yep.
thing to our veterans in the VA hospitals.
Yep.
absolutely,
They are guinea
Christine.
pigs.
You're totally right.
And-
And they've been doing this since the Second World War. Actually, before the Second World War, during the First World War, when they were experimenting on how to defend against gas attacks and
Yep.
and mustard
Agent
gas and
Orange
things
and
like
all
that.
stuff.
They were shooting all kinds of stuff at our soldiers, trying to find out what could protect
Hey,
them,
that's
what
what made
couldn't.
them tough, and they're still sticking around.
Well, I don't know
I'm
about
just
that,
saying.
but Christine's right on that with that because they're still doing it today.
Mhm.
John said it was 91 when it started.
Thank you, John.
So
I was
So
close.
10 years later. Oh, and Dad, you want some ice?
You guys are making me drink.
Cup over here.
You guys watching me on TV?
He's-
Yeah.
he's-
We're watching him see if he spells that.
he's got the whiskey going.
Don't spell it.
Stop messing with him.
So
She's got to mess with you.
number, I don't know, whatever number it is, says I don't know. I don't know what I don't know means. Like they don't know what they're going to do. They don't know if they're going to do
That's
anything.
their answer. They don't know.
So if you will you observe Veterans Day this year? I don't know. How will you observe it? I don't know.
How could you not know? You either do or you don't.
It doesn't say the ages of these people.
No.
No,
I mean,
it does
you
not.
know how I observe it? I mean, of course, I say my prayer And I thank the Lord for still being here, and I thank the Lord for all the people.
For getting to deal with your beautiful, lovely daughter.
That's the last part of
That's
the
the
prayer.
second part. Oh.
Yes, but I thank him about all the people that have already sacrificed everything. But then I spend the day watching war movies.
Well, there's that.
Well, that's, you know,
That's what I do.
Yep.
I don't know if that's, it's just me. That's the way I do it. I
That's
watch
the way you celebrate.
and I kind of like, it's a history travel for me,
Yeah.
back from the First World War.
That's okay.
If there's no good movie on, then I watch History Channel, and
Oh,
guaranteed there's something on that.
They always have
good stuff.
something.
They have
So
good
that's the way I
documentaries
spend
and
my
stuff.
wife.
That's okay.
My wife loves every minute of it.
I'm sure she just loves
No,
it.
she actually does like war movies.
Does she?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, she does.
Well, you married your right person.
Yep.
So will you write a letter thanking a veteran? Even the veterans wouldn't do it. But letter writing's not really around anymore.
no, not so much anymore.
No, not really.
So volunteer at a VA hospital or an organization or charity that supports veterans.
What's the number on that? Because I can't see.
Seven Americans for veterans.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Super
I mean,
low.
I'm not going to defend that because that's a disgrace, that number. But
That's disgusting.
it's not an easy thing to do. When you walk into I've been in them, and when you walk into a veterans hospital, it just knocks your socks off. It's just unbelievable what you see. And, some of these guys have been, and some of the ladies too now that, that they've been fighting actively, but mostly the guys, some of these guys have been in there for years. And
Yeah.
I mean, just years, their whole life.
Yep.
Guys that are quadruple amputees, blind guys that are blind and helpless and have no family. I mean, they live in these places
They
for
have no place
years.
to go.
Yeah, I remember when I was there was still a guy there from World War II. He was critically injured in, give me my memory here, Okinawa.
Yeah.
And he was still there. And I'm talking about 1964.
Oh, yeah. If it becomes a long-term.
I mean, so, yeah, I don't know, when he left or I'm sure he
Yeah.
passed away, but I'm saying,
He's
it's
still
just
sticking around now, Dad.
No, I don't think so, but hopefully he is, but I don't think so. But anyway, yeah, I walked through that entire hospital, and I didn't even know what to say to them because they
See,
were.
I like the VA hospital, but see, I'm used to hospitals, so.
Yeah, you're used to it, but I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't know what to say to these men
Oh, it's sad.
because they were better than I was at handling it.
Mhm.
I felt like I wanted to just run away.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do, and so I could understand the reluctancy, but it's
To do
still a
stuff like
sad
that.
number.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
you think about today too, and what's sad is our society's become so desensitized because of Hollywood and
Mhm.
because of video games.
Mhm.
I don't think if they saw an amputee in a hospital, it would affect them.
Yeah.
Back in the day when you saw it,
Like
for
you
real,
lost
it
your
was
leg. You
it
lost
was,
a limb.
It was kind of shocking when you saw something like that.
Yeah.
Today, I think we're so desensitized.
No,
I don't know if it would matter.
I know what you're saying, and basically you're right. But I think if you sent some of these kids into these hospitals and let them communicate with these injured and war veterans, especially the ones that have serious injuries, I think they would learn something. from it.
Especially if you took their phone away. Sit
Yeah.
down and
Oh,
talk
yeah.
with
No,
this
there would
guy.
have to be a one-on-one with
Yeah,
with the
like
patient.
we used to do, and again, gotta love the Girl Scouts. Woo woo. That's all I even know.
You were a Girl Scout?
I was.
Didn't they have restrictions on that?
No, I was good when I was little.
She didn't use the F-bomb back then.
I did once. Almost died. There was almost a murder in my house. No, and we went and did stuff like that. And our biggest thing was like go and sit. We did like crafts or write. You know what I mean? Like we do something with them or
Oh, read a
puzzle or
book.
cards.
Yeah,
or,
read a book
But
maybe.
sit and
Yeah.
talk with them. Like that was my favorite thing
Yeah.
because the stories. And again, they'll tell you anything.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like going to a nursing home. They'll tell you anything.
Oh, absolutely.
Just
They
have somebody to talk to.
There's no
Right,
censorship.
right.
No,
censorship.
it is amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that's where my respect comes from too, is that these people gave up everything. I mean, they'll tell you stories. And again, like you said, people have been here their whole lives because they were a double amputee and back then you had no place to go. So this is just where you stayed and their family was gone or died or whatever.
What?
And so this is all they've known since the war. And you think you lost everything.
Mhm.
You went to the war, young buck, 19, new family, wife's at home, like
What was that?
Hey, buy my effing cookies, biatch.
hey, I didn't say
I don't think she was.
wasn't
I
in-
don't think she was like that.
I wasn't in charge of cookies. I was not in charge of cookies. Although I did hunt some people down in the parking lot. I'm like, hey, we got cookies over there.
I can imagine.
Fatty, you need some.
I've seen you in action selling my book. So
Right? You know, they
I
nobody
know.
walking away. They getting cookies.
Just
Exactly.
smack you over the head with a box.
I'm
of
like,
cookies.
cookies! And I chuck it at you from across the thing. No, that was my biggest thing, was talking with them and learning. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Getting to hear their stories, getting to hear their side of it, their life, how they went. But I think that's amazing with anybody you
And
talk
you're still
to.
talking about it. So that's my whole point. If
30
you brought some of these young people,
20 years later.
but I'm saying if you brought some of these young people into that situation, not all of them would react.
I think so. I think
Some of them
most would.
Yeah, I do. I do think
Because
so.
I don't think the initial shock factor would be there, but I think if they actually did sit down and
that's
talk
what I'm
with
saying.
them,
Sitting and having that conversation.
maybe would get to them. But
Yeah. Just walking through a
and
hospital.
it's funny, it brings
They're not
back a
gonna care.
memory with you. For years you tried to get me, and I regret today that I didn't do it, but for years you tried to get me to take my keyboard, go to a veterans hospital and
we
play
should go
music.
do that.
And I regret to today that I didn't do it, but to be honest with you, I was scared because I didn't know what I was going to see.
Of course.
Well, you were
And,
young.
and I was young. I was really young.
Understandable.
And
But
but
you do it now.
but I regret it today. I regret not doing
Well,
that.
you can
because
still do it at
Let's go
Christmas
do it.
time.
I could.
Let's go do it.
100% I could do it.
Lindsay could sing Christmas carols with you,
There
and,
you go.
and she could serve effing cookies.
I'll be like, eat my effing cookies, bitch. Listen to my song. Honey, go.
No, honestly, I would love to. I would.
Let's do it. That'd be so much fun.
I regret not doing it. Honestly.
We have like
I'll
3
go
years.
with you.
Okay. But back in the day,
You're
it
gonna
made-
sing?
No.
I'm gonna eat cookies.
No. I'll dance.
But back in the
Oh,
day,
okay.
it made me nervous
that.
because I didn't know what I was going to
No,
see.
I understand that.
And you know,
But
Well,
my
especially when
point
you're
was,
young.
it was a history lesson for you,
Right.
for me, as far as I'm concerned. I want you to see what happened. I mean, you did know a lot because I talked to you a lot.
right.
So
right.
what's
You saw
like you
how
were-
innocent, terrified he was of everything. You can't put him in a place like that. He'd be scarred for life.
But the thing is that was my idea of letting you learn a little history on your own.
And
Yeah.
I wish I would have done it because it would have been a good experience.
Yeah.
No, you'd have been terrified.
No, it would have been a good
Oh
experience.
yeah, he probably would have
I'm
been.
sure it would have been. No, I'm sure it would have been.
But he's once it was over, he would
Once
have
he
learned
was
something.
unterrified.
Once he was untethered.
I didn't like going into
That is
hospitals when I was a kid.
PTSD. Well, you were in the
Like,
hospital
hospitals, period.
forever.
I just didn't like hospitals. I didn't like
well,
going
you
to
spent a
hospitals.
few.
I was going to say, you spent a
times in
good
it.
amount
I
of
did.
time in them when you were younger. So, okay.
All right, keep moving on. We got some more graphs. to
I will
get
not
to.
do anything to observe Veterans Day as your last one, which surprisingly had
That's
10
high.
veterans and 17 citizens.
Yeah, they're probably
How,
all
how many veterans?
10.
so 10%.
Well,
I think
I
that's a
mean,
percentage.
there
Yeah, I
are veterans out there that are so angry at what they see.
Or angry with how they ended up or being treated from the
Yeah,
VA or
yeah.
everything else. So
But
I get that.
just what they see today in the attitude of the American people.
Yeah.
And please let me clarify that. I'm not talking about all American people. I'm talking about the group that is so anti-American.
Well, the group we see on TV.
Yes, and this bothers these guys, and I
Oh,
don't blame
yeah.
them.
It should.
I don't blame them.
Bothers you.
It bothers me tremendously. I get angry, and,
Yeah.
and I didn't spend two or 3 years in war like some of these guys
Yeah.
did. So
or lost a limb or be injured.
I understand their frustration and their anger, and it's rightly placed.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, it's sad to see that because
They chose
There's
this for a
something
reason.
wrong. Yeah. Oh, yeah,
They chose this
absolutely.
for a reason. And why are we making them feel that way?
Right.
That's my concern.
that's right.
Around one half of Republicans will fly the American flag to observe Veterans Day this year. Will you observe Veterans Day this year? So, how will you observe Veterans Day?
Arthur said
Click
that
on that
bothers
one.
him too. And it should.
I bet it
really-
should.
it really
You
should.
guys chose to do this, to serve your country.
Right.
What is red?
I
on
don't know.
that?
I'm not there yet.
Republicans.
He got me all.
Oh,
So, U.S. average. Oh, it's the same one. And then we added some in. So, U.S. average, Democrat, Republican, and Independent. Oh, it's not the same. So our average, so how's our, because it puts in the other ones too. So our average for will you fly the American flag, 38 is US, 32 is Democrat, 51 is Republican, and 31 is independent.
that
I
doesn't.
like that.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I like that 31 for independent. That's nice.
I don't like the number for Democrats. They should be ashamed of
It's not a
themselves.
surprise though. It's a
Yeah,
surprise.
but that's the problem. That's the problem
Uh-huh.
on everything.
of course it is.
So
It's a disgrace. It really is.
express gratitude for veterans on social media. Everybody's about the same.
It was pretty
So
even.
30, 29, 32, 27, about the same. Talk to a veteran in person, online, or on the phone. Again, about the same, 23, 24, 25, 21.
That makes sense.
participate in Veterans Day event, ceremony, or parade. I'm actually surprised that Republicans aren't higher than this. So 17, 16, 19, 15. So Republicans are 19, average is 17, Democrats are 16. So that's really not far apart.
Who did this though? Who did this graph?
This was through Veterans Day, veterans.org or whatever.
VA.org.
Donate to an organization or charity that supports veterans. Again, about the same 14, 14, 16, 11. I don't know about the same 14, 14, 10, 20. 20 for independence, really. Write a letter thanking a veteran. Again, low, but I would assume that.
Just because, yeah.
You don't write letters. Do you hear that? Am I crazy?
Yeah, dude, something's like buzzing.
Okay. So I'm not crazy.
It's not me buzzing, honestly. If it was,
Dad's all bzz.
no, if it was clicking, then you could blame me.
No, it's
but-
not clicking. It's definitely,
No,
that's why I was like, what?
Yeah, it's a weird buzz.
Okay, I'm not crazy. Writing a letter. No, we're not there. We passed that. Volunteer at a veterans hospital. Again, like you said, people don't know. Other. This is the thing that bothers me. I will do nothing. I will not do anything to observe Veterans Day. 17, 19, 11, and 21.
Who's 11?
Republicans, because we're going to do something.
Okay.
But that's pretty high. That's higher than participate in a Veterans Day parade.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that's pretty high.
That's pretty sad.
Pretty sad.
Christine, I agree with your statement. She said, what hurts my heart is all the veterans that lost a great deal to protect our country are now homeless
Mhm.
or alone and is treated like throwaways by our government and other people.
Yep.
It's true. And, and that's why I brought up the whole Vietnam thing, because now I think the stigma is when somebody thinks of a veteran, all they can think about is somebody homeless or drunk or sitting
That's
in a
all we
park
know,
somewhere.
unfortunately. That's so
that's-
sad.
That's the limitation of what they're.
They don't look at the
process.
reason why.
Right.
No.
Right.
Or how you got there.
How you got
You
there.
got there because the VA won't help you, because you do actually have something going on, because you had 20 bombs blowing up around you.
And they tell
It's
you,
a real thing.
and if you interview those particular homeless vets now, they'll tell you they don't want any help anymore. They're done.
By
Yeah,
now,
they're
by
done.
now, this is the whole life they know.
Right.
So there's really nothing you can do to change that. It's been 20 years. It's a little too late.
Right.
And let's face it, from what some of our vets see overseas, especially now over in places like Iraq with these freaking nutcases over there, the shit that they see, they come back. Some of them can't fit back into normal
Mm-mm.
society again.
No,
That's
Based
part
on
of-
what they go through.
But that's part of. It's always been there. Every
Yeah.
war.
I think so.
but that's also because we're not attending.
There's
to
some that just. I mean, when you you take an 18-year-old kid and you hand him a gun, you say, "Go out there and kill," right? And he does that for you for a year and a half, whatever it takes. Then he comes back, he gets discharged, and they tell
and
you,
he's all of 20.
yeah, he's 20 now.
yeah.
He's 20 years old. They discharge him and they put him back in what we call normal society,
right.
and they expect him to just meld
To
right in
function. Yeah.
and get back to the way things were.
Well,
It
not
doesn't
only
work that way.
Function,
Right.
sleep, eat normally. We took you out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
We threw you in a hole,
Right.
and we said, "Don't die."
Right. It doesn't.
Literally,
It
like,
doesn't work that way though.
They can't. They need to have like a rehab to move them back into real life.
They
That's the
know
problem,
that though.
yeah.
They know.
We
that.
don't care. But again, is that sorry for the tantrum that's coming? Is that because we don't have the money, or B, we're spending money on Biden's ice cream?
B.
Well,
That's what I figured.
like Arthur said, we're giving it to all the freaking illegals. We're paying
giving
for
it-
homes
that's,
for them.
That's Biden's
We're
ice cream.
giving the money. Yeah.
But we've
I
been
mean-
doing that forever. Like this isn't a new problem.
And you know what?
But
You're right
we're
about that.
spending tax money on
It's
this.
not just Biden.
Why is
It
it
happened
not
before
going
him,
to
too.
these
That's-
people? Why are we not doing this? Because
Well-
we're spending $800 on a toilet?
That's a good
Like-
point. Good. Before Biden, there were Republicans
It's
in.
been forever.
They've been dropping the ball for years, and
So-
it's ridiculous. But getting back to what we were talking about with the
Sorry.
Vietnam vets, when I was on a police force in New York City, right at my beginning when I got out of the academy was
Oh, that one was strong.
in '65.
Sorry.
That was when everybody was starting to know about the Vietnam War,
Mhm.
and by '68, you were getting a lot of anti-Vietnam War protests and people against the war, especially young college kids. And I was at a couple of demonstrations
Hi, Catherine.
at LaGuardia Airport and JFK when these guys came back from serving. And I saw what the people did to them. I saw them throwing dog crap at him and spitting at him and burning the American flag. These guys were just coming back to normal life.
Right.
And the first thing they see are people that hate their guts.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you expect them to react?
Yeah.
Pissed off.
I mean, if I had it my way, I would have locked everybody up that was there, but we had certain orders that we just
But
made.
again, this is
maintain
freedom of
peace.
speech,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
what we are protecting.
Exactly. So we had to maintain peace. If anybody got out of order and got physical, we locked them up.
You threw dog shit in my
But-
mouth. I'm gonna tell you right now.
but other than that, we had to let them abuse these people.
Yeah.
And it tore me up. It tore me up
Yeah.
so badly that it was ridiculous.
But again, that was the way the media portrayed what was going on.
Of course.
over in
Absolutely.
Vietnam.
And that's
Of
how you
course.
So it
know.
was a false. Well, we won't get
Yeah.
into that.
So Catherine said we're spending money on other countries and not our own to support their people and not our people.
That's it.
Which
You hit it right on the head.
100%.
Why would we, and we've been doing that again. We've been doing that for years. That's not something new.
No,
We're worried about everybody else.
it's just expanded.
I
Now.
want to say, again, not getting political, but I think Trump was the only person who actually brought down our debt. The smidge that it affected
Not
when you
very
have
much.
$8 billion, $100 million.
He didn't
But
raise it.
he didn't raise
The
it.
Democrats are saying otherwise right now.
Of course they are.
But you know what I mean? Like he didn't make it go up, which is amazing
But
because all we do is give away money.
But getting them away from the politics end of it.
Yes.
What you said is accurate. This hasn't changed in
Yeah.
years.
It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
something new.
But the thing is that we have to remember is that the problem is our attitude towards
veterans.
the veterans
Absolutely.
is not changed. It's gotten worse.
Well, it's
It's
never
gotten worse.
so. World War One. Let's go back to that because do we have any wars really before that?
We had the Spanish
Sure.
American War. We had the
Spanish-American.
Civil War. We had the Revolutionary
Well, but I
War.
mean, Civil War. We didn't have like the military stuff.
No, it wasn't.
set
It
into
wasn't an international war.
Okay, but I mean, it wasn't a like army. Like we didn't have veterans necessarily.
Sure we
'cause
did.
when-
Sure we
when
did.
all
No, we
that-
had veterans on both sides, Confederate
we?
and
Okay. Because I was going to say, when did we get to the point to where we weren't taking care of our veterans, or has it always been that we've never taken care
It's
of them?
always been that way. I mean, if you go back to what happened, I mean, again, we're talking about technology too. The Civil War was probably the most bloody war we ever
Mhm.
experienced because we weren't there medically speaking. I mean, if you got shot in the arm or you got shot in the leg, you lost your limb.
Mhm.
That's all they knew how to do.
Right.
Amputate. Do you know how many amputees?
They're like, if we don't chop it off, you're going to die.
I mean,
but again, that's all we knew.
that's all we knew.
You don't die, we chop off your leg.
So
Like,
now you got a guy with one leg or no legs walking
Because he got
around
shot
for his
twice.
rest of his life on $11 a month pension.
And it was a
Yeah.
different type of warfare back
Yeah.
then.
absolutely.
Oh, everything was
Oh,
musket
God.
ball.
I know
Yeah.
that guy.
I mean, they had some explosions. and
That's
stuff,
somebody
but-
we know.
Hey, Rob.
I mean, it sounds like a really familiar
Who's that?
Rob
Democrats.
Davidson.
Really? Hey, Rob.
Yeah, I'm like, God, I know that name. Ugh.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course it's going to be bloodier. I mean, there's a whole different, you stood what? How many yards from each other,
From each
shooting
other
at
and
each other,
shot.
stabbing
Yeah.
each
Well,
other.
first,
with bayonets
a
and-
musket ball is brutal
Right.
because when it hits you, it just explodes into your bone, and without the medical,
So, in all
technology.
honesty, if you got shot with a musket ball today, they're still taking your leg.
No, not really. I think
I don't know. That sounds pretty bad.
no, but they have a better chance of saving. it.
Yes, but it's still.
It's not guaranteed.
Well, look at
Yeah.
the cannonballs. That'll take your leg off.
Right.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
When they took your head off too, they
Yes.
lost a
Yeah.
lot of people with their
Oh
heads.
yeah, you're
back
like,
then.
hey, here's a torso.
Yep.
Is it like a chicken? Do you
But
still
getting
think-
back to what you asked me, the Civil War, then the Spanish-American War, which it wasn't a big war,
Yeah.
but it was still a war. Then
Yeah.
we went to the First World War,
Yeah.
which was a brutal war
Yep.
because that's when they used chemical warfare
Yeah,
and get mustard gas and all
Yeah.
this other horrible
all that
thing.
good stuff.
It was terrible. I mean, I think out of all the wars, if I was to choose one I didn't want to be in, it would be
That
World
would be
War
the
One
first one.
because the trench warfare and what those guys went through charging over hills,
Yeah.
it was just a mess. It was just a mess.
Terrible.
But every war we've had our casualties. Every war we've had our soldiers.
And that's what you guys go in for. You know that. You know that you
Oh,
are
yeah,
fighting
yeah,
for this
absolutely.
country.
but
with
when
your
you
life.
get done with it, you're expecting to be taken care of,
At least something, not shit on.
not shit on. And that's not happening, and it's
No.
still not happening.
Well, and you wonder why nobody wants to sign up.
Well,
Not only the fact that nobody's American anymore that's under, 30.
you got but
Am I crazy?
No, I keep hearing it too.
Thank you.
Tip the hat to the young men and women that do sign up. I mean, I know there's questions about should you be in if you're this or should you be in if you're that, but the point
Are
is
you a human? Do you like your country?
they're in.
Done.
That's the point. And we got to take our hats off to them.
Yeah.
The rest of the people, I don't know what to say about.
Yeah.
But I do know one thing. If we go to World War II, World War III as is very possible.
Like next week?
And I don't want to scare anybody, but I think it's getting to be more of a possibility every week.
22 vets a day take their own lives,
Yeah,
Rob.
we
we were
talked about
talking
that
about
Thank
that
you. That's
earlier.
what I was looking for. Yes.
Yep.
But think of that number, 22 a
That's
day.
insane.
I know. But anyway, if we do get to the point of World War III, I don't know what we're going to
We're
do.
doomed.
Because
What you're going to do is you're going to get people like you pissed off and John pissed off, and then you're going to have all these old military guys
Well,
running at you.
as long as I don't have to run too far, I'll be all right.
Thank you. Christine, here's a two. I'm in, like, what is going on?
I don't know if it's a computer making a noise. I don't know. I keep hearing something too. All right, go on to the next slide.
Okay.
We're definitely going to run out of time.
America Wars total 1775 to 1991. U.S. military service during wartime.
So these are all the wars
That big, huge number.
combined.
41,892,128.
Wow.
Battle deaths, 651,000.
Wow.
Other deaths in theater, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what in theater means and non-theater.
In theater means in war, in the
battle?
actual battle.
Oh,
itself.
and then just in
That's
service.
right.
Okay. So during the show, 308,000. Not during the show, 230. Non-mortal woundings, 1,430,000.
Wow.
Living war veterans. I don't know what the 1
14
is.
million.
Is that a number?
I don't know what that is.
11.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
So 14,918,000.
Wow.
Living veterans, period of war and peace, 19,210,000.
Wow.
I like those two bottom numbers.
That's a lot, though. That's a lot.
That's a
Those
lot.
are big numbers, man. But that's all.
Well, that's me.
all the
That's
wars
The,
combined.
all-
the
from
bottom one is
17.
me. See, the bottom
That's
one.
you.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny when they had this was a whole thing. Like it actually listed out all the wars individually. This was just a summary of the whole page. But then at the very bottom it says War on Terror, and they had no numbers. So
Yeah, I can imagine what they are.
Awesome.
So
Okay. News of the week.
all right. So we just had some elections.
Ohio issue number 1, right to abort. Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Mm.
That's your family's home state. What the heck's going on?
Yep. And we know which color they are.
You know what? Here's what. Can I say something before we go on? I know
No.
you're running out of time here. But
No, you're good. You're good.
Did
here's
you
what-
say that the timer's going to go off? Your timer's going to go off.
Here's what bothers me. I'm all for women having a right of choice, believe it or not, even though I'm a Catholic and I'm against abortion. I'm all for women having a right of choice to a point.
Me and you have had this conversation.
To a point. But when you go to the point where Ohio is and some of these others where they say it's okay to abort up to the time of birth, I have a big problem with that. To me, that's murder. And I'm
Absolutely.
sorry, ladies, you want to justify this any way you can because it's your problem, not mine. I understand that.
Isn't that
But-
what adoption is for?
Whatever. But this is totally wrong. And the Democrats are using this as their platform
course
to
it
win
is.
elections.
Absolutely.
And the women are buying into it.
'Cause they're
And that's
stupid.
sad. That really is sad. Women, wise up. It's not about your freedom
No,
of
the
choice.
sad thing is, so I'm going to play both sides of this right now. So the sad thing is they are not breaking it apart as they should. And Rob can attest to some of this too. So if you have an ectopic pregnancy where your egg and sperm have turned into a little baby in your fallopian tube, you're going to die if that doesn't get taken out. And the baby 100% is going to die. That is not a viable baby. That is an abortion under law guidelines.
But an ectopic pregnancy does not go through 9 months.
It doesn't, but that's how they're getting it. They're lumping it all together.
Yeah, of course they
They're
are.
not separating it.
But the women are not smart enough to figure
Of
this out.
course they're not, because all they hear, because all you're going to promote is they're not going to let you have an ectopic pregnancy.
They're not allowing
They're not
you
going to
to
let
choice.
you abort that.
Right. They're not
Well,
allowing
no,
you to choice.
that's a medical procedure.
Right.
That is not an abortion. That
Right.
baby is not going to live, and neither are you.
Right.
That's not a pregnancy.
A whole different story.
That is different, but they're lumping it all together, and that's how they're winning these things.
But they're also allowing, and I think Ohio's one of them. I could be wrong. I don't have the documentation, so don't hold me to this. But
YouTube.
from what I understand is what they've agreed on now on their voting was that up to the time of birth, they can abort.
Yep.
That is wrong.
So what are you going to do? Break that baby's neck?
I don't know. But
Truly, I would love to know. Like,
this is
sorry
horrible.
for the graphicness of it. I would love to know the trueness of it.
This is horrible.
So an abortion, they go in, they literally cut up the baby, and then they suck it out. Okay, what are you going to do with a 9-pound baby?
I don't know.
It's gross.
But it's horrible.
What are you going to do?
But
Like,
the
seriously,
point
you're going to
is-
snap its neck like a
All
chicken?
right, let's not talk about it.
The point
Sorry.
is, the point is
Don't have to
that
get me all roiled up.
there's so many women. The women are the reason why the Democrats
Because
keep
they're
winning.
stupid and they're falling for it.
Well, I'm not going
Stop being stupid.
I'm not going to say you can say that because you're a woman, but I can't say they're stupid.
Stop being stupid.
But they're very gullible to what the Democrats are saying to them, and that's sad. So
Whiners.
this is your last night on YouTube. by the
Maybe I
way.
should have let you guys sit next to each other. So Rob says the generation of participation trophies and identifying as whatever sex you want does not bode well for the future of our country.
Seriously.
100%.
That's when it started. Oh, good job. You played baseball. You couldn't do anything. Sorry. Ohio issue 2. Legalize marijuana. Yes, I'm fine with legalizing marijuana. Go smoke some weed, bro.
It's not just women, men are on that side as well.
They're so dumb.
That's true. That's a fair point. I stand corrected. There's a lot of men that support it too. You're right.
Which they've been, are they even really men? Sorry.
Well, I feel like tonight I feel like I'm a woman. No,
Have another drink of scotch, Dad.
let's go back.
We may just double.
Kentucky
We may
governor.
just double our viewership. You never know.
I feel like I'm a man. Does it get me out of not having to drive 4 hours tomorrow?
No, it doesn't.
Well, then fuck it.
Oh, there it is. Ding.
Oh, shit. No, I
first
did so
time tonight.
good.
Wow, we went the
No,
whole
I think
night.
we did with- I
Apologize.
think we did with John. Is he texting me?
Apologize to your nephew that might be still listening.
Alex, cover your ears.
What is he? Why is John? Oh my God, John sent us pictures of when he was in.
We posted those last year. All right, keep reading the
Is
slides.
this when
Okay.
John was in the Foreign Legion?
Right. Kentucky Governor Andy,
Yeah, that's a great election.
the Democrat incumbent, faces Daniel
Incumbent.
Cameron, a Republican, the state of Attorney General. So of course he won.
How does here's what I don't understand about Kentucky, and I love Kentucky. I've been there a few
I
times.
thought Kentucky was pretty redneck.
Kentucky is a great. They win everything red except for the governor. There's something wrong with that.
Well, there's that because nobody thinks. Sorry, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to get kicked off. I'm not gonna
No,
say
don't
it.
say it then.
I'm not going to say it because I'm
Don't-
definitely going to get kicked off
Because if
for
you
that.
can't prove it, don't say it.
Oh, I can prove it, but it doesn't matter.
No,
They're
don't
not
say
going to
it.
care.
Don't say it.
So Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves, the Republican, faces Brandon Presley, a Democrat, an elected public and utilities commissioner.
So Reeves won.
Reeves won for utilities commissioner. What does that mean? You're in charge of
Who's
electric?
Is he
He's
Republican?
still Republican, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not exactly.
Pennsylvania Supreme Court.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's
exactly
not really.
a win.
No, it's not a high position.
Pennsylvania Supreme Court, Daniel McCaffrey. I just love all these names.
McCaffrey's a Republican, isn't
A
he?
superior, nope.
Oh,
A
no?
superior court judge. Will you let me finish reading and then you'll find out?
I wanted to know.
Faces Carolyn Carluccio, a country court judge.
County court judge.
Yeah, that too. In a partisan race for state Supreme Court. So the Democrat won.
Well, if it's a partisan race, it's both Democrats.
Oh, are they both Democrats? Which they put Carluccio as a Republican.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
But
Whatever.
it says partisan. In a partisan race. See, they're wrong. You can't have two blues and then have the blue win. That's okay. Virginia state legislature. The legislature is up for grabs. If Republicans can flip the state, they could control the governor's office.
Yeah, wow.
Okay.
Let's not get into that. With the
News of the week.
Are we over time yet?
We have a quiz coming up.
15 minutes.
Oh boy, we better get going. Come on.
Yeah, you only have 15 minutes. GOP senators clash over TikTok ban, citing pro-Hamas contact on Senate floor.
Ah,
Really?
brother.
Were they fighting about TikTok
Oh yeah,
on the Senate
it was
floor?
actually pretty good. So Nikki Haley got involved in that too.
How do we feel about her?
It's kind of. I like her.
I like her.
I think all the other ones are a joke, to be honest with you.
If I was going to vote for somebody beside Trump, it would be Nikki
Dad
Haley.
asked me that today, and he's like, "What do you think about Nikki?" And I was like,
No, you're going to vote for her too.
"I'm going to vote for anybody who's not
I even
blue."
like-
in all honesty,
I even like Tulsi Gabbard. I wish she would get more involved in
who
politics.
to what?
Tulsi Gabbard. She's a retired Air Force officer. She was in, you don't remember her? She was in the Congress.
I remember
for a while.
Tulsi.
Why do you think that I
She doesn't pay attention to
do
that.
any of that?
Well, maybe you should start paying attention.
Why it pisses me off?
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
Yes, it does so because
Tell-
I'm the one who's going to start fighting people because of stuff.
How
Because I'm
did-
going to leave.
I want to
this
know,
out.
how did Chris Christie make it in?
He
He is an idiot.
You know what? He's not doing anything. He's got a lot of money behind him, so he just keeps running.
He's there as a
He
placeholder.
can run his mouth all he wants. He's not going to win. And anybody that stabs his back at other people, I don't trust.
Yeah.
You don't have, if you're politically connected to someone who suddenly becomes what's the word, a piranha, somebody that nobody wants to touch, you don't suddenly disown them. You quietly step away. I understand that, but you don't totally disown him. He went from loving Trump to hating Trump. What kind of crap is that?
You can't just change your.
No.
Come on now.
You can step away quietly if you see something that
that
you're
you
not
don't
happy
like,
with.
or
Yeah.
even just say I stepped away because I didn't like this.
Right.
But don't.
No,
You don't do 180.
Tulsi Gabbard's a Democrat?
she's independent now.
There's one here that we don't trust now.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Okay. The one you guys love. What's her name with the short dyke hair? What's her name?
Oh, Seaman,
Kristen
Christy.
Sinema?
Sure, there you go.
No, I'm having reservations.
The one
on
that
her.
used to be the TV
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm
she's
having
a
reservations
schmuck.
on her now.
I think that's Arthur that said that. I like Viveki. He's entertaining.
Oh,
He is entertaining,
yeah, that's definitely Arthur.
but he's not going to win.
No.
Nashville authorities investigating alleged leak of Covenant shooters hate-fueled manifesto.
So you were
Aren't
talking
we-
about this last night.
Yep. So it was apparently somebody has it. I haven't seen it, but apparently it is.
Didn't Crowder? I think Crowder reported it, didn't he?
Somebody's
I
got
think
it.
Yeah, I think it was Crowder. who
So
reported
it's
it.
out. It was all over
Instagram,
Twitter.
and Twitter.
Twitter is where it got posted.
I love Twitter. I got almost 4,000 followers.
and they love you.
I do.
So they got it somehow. It was posted there. All these pictures, all this stuff of the actual writings of this.
Your mic is so hot that you can hear you're pouring your whiskey.
What can I tell you?
So we turned it up a little too
I
much.
know. I'm like a little. Maybe that's
Yeah.
where I'm getting the random noises
No,
from.
I'm not humming.
No, like it just comes across. Do you want the rest of your beer?
Yeah.
So it comes across, and it literally. I don't want to say it. They're going to kick us off.
Don't say it then. We're doing good tonight.
They're going to kick
We're
us
not-
off if I say it.
No, don't say it then, because when we're
Go look it up.
It
we're
was
being
leaked,
politically
But it-
correct
it
tonight.
was
It
leaked to
is-
Crowder. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought
But
Crowder
it
was
is
involved.
very much a hateful terrorist act,
It's a hate crime.
and it needs to be addressed as one, and it's not. It is addressed as poor transgender whatever kid wasn't loved enough
All
or
right, cut
hugged enough as
the
a kid.
mic at her because she's going to get you thrown off.
No, because I'm not saying anything bad.
Where's
but, like,
the cough button?
so like that's what it's coming across as, and it's not. It was 100% a hate crime. It was targeted for these specific people, and it's written in this manifesto just as that.
Of course it is.
We have bigger problems to worry about. We realize this, don't we?
But this is my thing: is if these are the things that these terrorists are going after, these one little person, this two little person. Oh, all four of you, I want you to shoot up your schools all on the same day. Now we have a big fucking problem.
We have more than that.
We have a bigger
I
problem
mean,
than
we have agencies in this country right now, and I'm not going to name them because we'll be off. But we have agencies that just go willy-nilly to certain houses where people who are Trump fans or right wingers or whatever you want,
Dad's been
conservatives,
watching that movie.
and they just break into these houses and they terrorize these people, and for no apparent reason other than they were told
Because
to do
they
it.
can.
Right.
And they're doing it all for money.
Yeah.
So that's what this one comes down to: is the people who found all this were paid off.
Yeah,
to
and
not talk
it's
about
terrible. I'm embarrassed
We're gonna get in trouble.
for an organization that I loved and respected for many years. I'm not going to name them, But I loved and respected these guys and these women for the. I mean, they did everything right, and they gave everything.
And
to
now
this
we're
guy.
not. Look at
And
what
now
we've done.
they-
Think about those people who have retired
I
from
know.
there.
They become corrupt.
And now
just like
you-
every other federal
you
agency
shit
become
Shit
corrupt.
on their names.
So I'm just going to say, without naming the name of the agency, shame on you.
Yes.
Shame on all the government.
It's not empty yet, John. There's still a little bit left.
There's a
in that
baby bit
bottle.
left.
There's a shot
The
left. in there.
CDC makes
Oh,
I'm
big.
you're
working
gonna
on
love-
it, John. I'm working on
Just
it.
dump it in there. You have enough ice.
You're gonna love this news.
The
report.
CDC makes big airport announcements.
You're gonna love this.
The CDC quietly released a statement announcing the start of its traveler-based genomic surveillance program. Okay. According to the CDC, the way that this program will be implemented in airports across the country will be threefold. It will involve taking nasal swabs of arriving passengers, testing the aircraft wastewater, whatever you want.
Is that
That's
nasal or anal?
Nasal.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
You made me. You want to know the sad thing is,
You
I
made me
actually
go back and reread
I
it.
actually went back and read it, and I was like, "Shit! Did I really just like?" I mean, you
Oh,
can have
that's
that all you want. You
That
might
is
get
awesome.
crapped on. The testing samples of the wastewater in 7 major airports. You want to test the wastewater? Go for it, bro. You think you're going to put anything up my nose? You have something coming to you. That is awesome. What are they going to do if I say no?
I don't know.
The one good thing about all
What are they
this,
going to do? Truly, like, what are you going to do?
if we allow this to go on,
No.
here's the one good positive thing.
Then I'll give them my anal and be like, you can
That-
swab this.
Exactly. But
Oh, it was an N in front of it. I'm so sorry.
the one good thing about this is that if we let this go on forever, the way it's going on right now, we'll have no trouble adjusting to the Chinese government when they
Well,
take
all they're doing is testing the water.
Sure they are.
They're testing the water. Let's see if they'll do this. Oh, okay, they went for that. Let's see if we'll do that.
Let's take
Okay,
their
they went
guns.
for that.
We take their guns.
Well, no, it's not going to be that immediately. It's
No,
going to
but
be shit like this.
It'll be a little bit
Oh,
at a
we'll
time.
give a little bit of
Yeah.
this. Oh, we'll put some more rules on this. Oh, we'll put some more rules on this. Well, since it's so hard for you to buy a gun anyways.
Right, let's snip
We'll
a little
just
bit of the
take it
Second
away.
Amendment here.
A little,
Let's
and
snip a little bit of the First
and a
Amendment
snip.
here.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's 100% what they've been doing.
but the thing is,
Nobody
we have-
notices.
Oh no, half of the country notices. The other half are just.
They're asleep
Oh,
at the
that would
wheel,
be-
just like
Yeah,
Biden.
They're
That would
just
be so
clueless.
great. You're going to do that to help keep us safe. That is so sweet of
It
you.
is. It is.
So
So now, when the enemy does come on our turf and our territory, I have nothing to defend myself with.
right,
I just got to throw marshmallows at them because I have nothing.
that's good.
Did you just picture going down the river? beside
Throwing
him?
marshmallows. Yeah.
Marshmallows at each other?
So,
Yeah.
John, I did see that article today. That the Congress just approved the new FBI building that's bigger than the Pentagon.
That
But
might be the people who are.
but their narrative is that the FBI building is dilapidated. Isn't that what they said in the article? And that's why they're moving to the new
Right.
facility.
And why did they hire another 40,000 IRS agents
Right.
armed?
Right.
I got an email today warning
preying on a
me.
bunch of co-ed students whose elevator doesn't go past the first floor.
True.
I got an email today warning me that the IRS is urging everybody to make sure that they have the right deductibles on their forms this year because they could be liable for a lot of money at the end of the year. What the hell does that mean?
Come the fuck over and explain it to me, bro.
They're not targeting people like us. They're targeting people that make a shit ton more.
And
money
you
than
buy
we
that?
do. Yeah, I do.
We've been the victims from the day.
100%.
Middle
They're
class.
not going to show up.
What are they going to do with us?
It's
How
very-
much money can you
It
possibly
doesn't
owe
matter.
them?
Multiply every middle class person,
By
and they make a
100.
lot of money.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
So don't be
That's
naive.
a lot of work, though.
Don't
That's
be
my-
naive enough to
That's a
think
lot of work.
middle class is not being targeted because
Well,
they
middle
are.
class is always good as shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So-
But again, just like when we went to our sheriff's posse thing, and we asked them particularly, and especially me working in healthcare when we still did this, I said, what's going to happen when they truly show up at people's doors? Everybody's threatening this. Everybody's doing this to come take people's guns. They straight said it will never happen because we have to coordinate with the hospitals because of the mass influx that's going to come. So they're not going to show up at your door taking your shit.
It's not going to happen.
I don't buy that.
They're not
not gonna
going to
happen.
because they can't
There's
not
way
even on their end of it. I don't give a shit about the government.
That's
they're never going to be able to coordinate it with the hospital.
That's what the Jewish people said in Germany during the Second
there's
World
way
War.
too many
That was
people that
after
have.
they took their guns.
There's way too many people that have guns here to let that happen. It's not going to
That's
happen.
what I'm saying. They're never going to get to do it. I do think that they're going to do, like you said, snip, 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 snip. Oh, it's harder for you to get a gun. Oh, it's harder for you to do this. Oh, it's more expensive. Oh, you have to pay an extra.
Why are they
fee,
doing it?
Or you have to whatever. Because once we're unarmed, we're nothing.
Well, what do they want to do with the country?
Control everybody.
What do they want to control us with?
Nothing, because
Do they
we'll
want
have
us
nothing.
do they want us to still be a republic?
Where's my tinfoil?
No,
Or do they want us to be a Marxist country?
they want
A
us to
communist
do
country?
what they want us to
Well,
do.
what
They
what
want-
is that? What
They
do
want
they
us
want?
to take care of them, the few that there
So
are.
they want to rule under a dictatorship.
One world
Yes.
government. That's exactly it.
Absolutely.
Well,
They
people,
want
you
us
better
all
wake
to
up.
be servants and take care of them. They
Well,
want us to work for them. We're not going to work to take care of ourselves or our children or our families. We're going to work to take care of them.
Well, maybe they better wake up then, huh?
So we're going to be the literal epitome of servants.
I won't be.
Of slaves.
I won't be.
So,
No, thanks, Dad.
so Arthur, your
Good
comment
stuff.
kind of pisses me off, and I know why you said it, but it makes me mad. There may or may not have been planned programmed to cheek swab illegals, but an organized block did because it violated their rights. Well, what about our rights? That's
Absolutely.
my question.
And now we're doing this.
NYPD has more personnel than the FBI. Yes.
Yes, they got
Not anymore.
30,
25 IRS agents for every millionaire/billionaire.
Yeah, that's fine. Go after them. That's cool.
And yes, exactly, Rob. That's why I asked for my tinfoil hat. One world government, one world currency. That's
Thanks,
what it's all
Rob.
about.
But what? Why are we letting this happen?
Because we're idiots.
Because because again, one little piece here, one little piece here, one little piece
But if
here.
you see
don't- it's choking the dog one chain at a
I
time, and
understand
they
what
don't
it's doing,
realize it.
but if you see it and he sees it and I see it and our wonderful audience sees it,
But the
why doesn't
50
the
of
rest of the
us-
people see it?
because the 50 of us are not as corrupt as they are. We're doing our own research.
No,
We're looking at other things.
No, I think that's what it is. We're looking at
yep.
other things.
We're not just
We're
sitting here.
not
Think about
focusing.
if you only watch. So the TV shows you and Mom watch during the day.
We got 3 minutes left, by the way.
We're not going to make it. So the TV shows you and Mom watch during the day.
Right.
What do you see?
We don't
Left
watch it
liberal,
during it.
liberal, left liberal.
We don't
liberal.
watch it during
all
the
those
day.
commercials, all that stuff. But it's all the same thing. That's what's being spewed at you.
Yeah.
So if that's all you watch, and I don't have a job because I'm sitting at home because I'm a lazy shit, I don't have anything else. That's all I know. That's all that's being spewed to me. So that's what I'm going to believe. I don't know anything else. And I'm not out talking to real humans who have jobs.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think people.
I think it's very easily to get sucked into that
Yes,
world.
it is easy. I agree
And
with
I
that,
think
but
it
I don't
happens
think.
a lot more than
I-
we think.
I'm
Yeah.
going to quote Dan Bongino.
Go ahead. God bless Dan.
Because I like him now. You know, I really watch his show. Thanks, John. He said things are just not bad enough yet. That's what
Nope,
it is.
we're bad.
Things are
We're
not bad enough for people.
And Dan is right about it. And I love Dan too. He's a great guy. But I'm saying, here's the thing. This is the catch to that. Things are not bad enough yet, but when they get bad enough, are we
We're
going
too
to
late.
It's too late.
We're
Are
too
we
late.
going to handle it?
Right.
The question comes
Oh, I think
down
we'll
to
handle it. I think that
Well,
switch will
how?
that flip will switch. But my issue is when that
Just stop.
switch flips, are you going to be the 19-year-old who thinks I'm a boy who's a girl and I have no guns and I have no weapons and I have no training? Well, what good are you to me now?
nothing.
You're nothing. Your body armor is what you are.
Absolutely nothing.
So you've lost your spot already because you went with it for so many years.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be our issue.
But the issue is how many of us are there and how many of them are there?
I
That's
think
the
there's a
issue.
good amount of us. I think there's a way less amount of them.
Not according to their statistic.
Of
John-
course it's not. But
John-
that's what makes them look big is, oh, our numbers are so big. How many of them do you know personally? How many of them do you know?
Nobody talks to me from that side. They hate my guts.
They just try to get
but
you kicked off.
personally, no. In your family,
Nobody.
human- okay, I know like 4 out of every single actual person I know, not Facebook, not Instagram, not
Yeah,
actual physical humans. I know like 4
yeah. I don't
out
know
of
anybody.
the 400 that I know.
Yeah,
So we're definitely outnumbered. Like
yeah.
we are winning, but we're not the loudest screamers. They are.
Well, that's what I'm worried about.
And that's what it comes down to. But when it comes down to louder screamers or bullets and people who are fighting, Scream all you want, boo boo.
Yeah, but the whole thing is, do we really want it to get down to a war?
It's gonna get down. That's the only way it's gonna change. We will never change before that.
That's sad. That
It
really
is sad.
That's sad.
That is
But
true.
you know what? I'm tired of arguing with the young people because
Let them be. You want to be stupid? Be stupid.
They don't get it. They
The
just
frog
don't
is
get it.
taking exactly. The frog is taking a hot bath, but he's not at a boil, and he's not even gonna know till he's dead. What did John say?
I was trying to put it up there, but you guys were having your in-depth conversation. So
Dan is right. We can't do anything as individuals, but
social media
is preventing us from organizing. I agree and I don't agree. Like, you have your humans around you, you have your people you actually talk to. Be in contact with them. Let them know. Even honestly, my people that are on the other side.
But think about this
Hey,
for a
when
second.
shit hits the fan.
Think about this for a second. If they didn't censor our side of the aisle, how powerful would that be with social media? Just think of the opposite side. How powerful is it?
It would
on
be
their
very
side?
powerful.
It would be huge.
But why do we allow them to do that?
Because we have no
Because
control.
we sign up
We
for
do
it.
have control.
We
could,
don't.
We could get off all of their sites.
But where are we
And
going to
that-
go?
You got places. I already said where you can go. You can go to
I
Rumble.
know,
You can
but
go to
that's
Truth
what-
Social.
it's
You can go
not
to
the
Getter.
If I
same.
get off
Sure
of
it is.
Facebook, which I'm doing, by the way,
Yeah.
and other sites like that, I'm still okay with Twitter right now. But I'm saying if I get off the sites I object to, I'm doing my job.
You're doing you're standing for what you
I'm
believe.
saying,
That's
but
all
I
you
can't,
can do.
I can't call for anybody
No,
else.
that's all you can
All I
do
can
is
do.
what you
But here's what I have to say for that. So this is a shout out to Truth Social and Getter. Do not let your platforms get corrupted like the other ones did, because I had somebody tell me on our post when I posted that we were getting kicked off, said that Truth Social sucks because it's just the same old bullshit that all the other sites are. So that's the key, is not letting these.
Yeah, but you
sites
got to find that out
fall
for
under-
yourself.
Yeah, I know. I don't have any problem with Truth Social or
Yeah.
Getter. I post on them all the time. But
I like him because you see both sides. Nobody is censoring it. Nobody is
And that's
doing
what
it.
I
It's
want.
literally a social forum.
I welcome that. I welcome the other side because
Absolutely. Let's have a conversation
sometimes I have a conversation with somebody and I agree with them.
on certain things.
certain
Absolutely.
things, yeah. So-
Absolutely. But if all we're doing is being put down,
Exactly.
how do we even know what the other side
All we're
feels?
doing is being silenced.
I think maybe we
Absolutely.
should skip this next news thing because
We're running out of time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's skip it.
it's not.
What?
It's got to get Lindsay all riled up. That's why I said
Chinese
skip it.
company buys controls of U.S. schools? Hundreds of U.S. schools are now under the control of one Chinese company. This chairman is allegedly.
Why
a
is that
member of the
happening?
Chinese companies in the
Please tell me that.
Exactly. Why?
Rounds of new actions are making their way through Congress. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are pushing through one legislation after another in goal with mind countering the CCP's. I mean, we bought all the farms. What does it fucking matter if they have the schools? We can't feed everybody. Fucking.
So skip that.
Hold on.
That's
All
why I
right,
said
delete it. Delete.
You're done.
It's real. I mean, before we get into the quiz, which I know you want to get
Why
into,
not?
this is really sad.
it is.
What's going on in this country, that we have representatives in government that are letting this happen.
We've let the police here. We already have Chinese police in
No, San
4 states.
San
Oh,
What are we
Francisco.
doing?
San Francisco is the main place where that is.
But what are we doing? Even letting them on our soil?
I can't answer that. Ask Nancy
What
Pelosi.
the actual?
Isn't that her district, San Francisco? Ask Nancy
I
Pelosi.
thought she drank herself to death. What are we doing yet?
She's eating ice cream along with Joe Biden.
News of the week: U.S. launches. Oh, this is mine.
Yeah. This,
So we are in.
we're. I don't think
So
we are still. I really.
We
don't think
attacked. We put our bombs
We didn't
there.
attack.
We
We
did.
responded to
We
an
launched.
attack.
We did not respond. Nobody attacked us. Nobody attacked us.
We responded to an attack.
U.S. launches an airstrike on site in Syria,
Syria, yes.
in response to attacks by Iranian. Brazil
That's
attacked
correct.
militants. No,
What's the no for?
we attacked. Where's the camera? Naughty.
We attacked Syria.
We attacked. So the U.S. is in it.
Yeah,
Fucking let's do it.
let's do it.
How many more worlds? What? 2 countries? 1 country left until it's World War III?
There's no number.
It's
There's
close.
no number?
specific
Shit.
number.
It's close, though.
We
It's
are
close.
I thought it was 1.
We're
I thought there was a
we are on the
number.
precipice.
I would not be surprised, and don't hold me to this, please, YouTube. Don't hold me to this, but I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 6 months we have a declaration of war.
So that's when you have to say, in my opinion, not fact, but in my opinion.
In my opinion.
There you
Yeah,
go.
well, I made that clear.
I know.
In my opinion,
You got to spell it out for YouTube. You never know.
within the next 6
opinion.
or 8 months, I think there'll be
I'm
a
going to say
declaration of
less
war.
than that. I'm going to say less than that. I'm going to give it like 2.
We're close. I think we're
I'm going to
close.
give it Christmas.
And it's sad
Merry
because
Christmas.
there's wonderful young men and women out there that are going to get sucked into this. And for what? Because of incompetence by certain people.
They're not even going to go because they're
leadership.
not even included
No.
in it because they haven't even signed up.
No, there'll be people that go.
Oh, yeah.
I may or may not have
No.
finished
And that's
that
what's
bottle,
sad.
John.
All
All right, let's go on to the quiz. Go
Right.
on, move. I'm not answering any questions. by
Election
the way.
offices are sent envelopes with fentanyl. Oh, are there store positions? I'm cool with that. Send the election offices fentanyl. Shit. Lock them up. I didn't do that, by the way. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. I'm surprised they didn't have more.
I can't
They
read
really
that.
only have 2. Phoenix Union High School District to test weapons detectors at 2 Valley High Schools. They've had them there.
So
I don't know why
they've
this is
rented
new.
they've rented the units.
That's good.
So they're renting them for X amount of. It's a proof of concept for them
Well, they've
to
had
see
them
how it
forever.
works. I don't think no, they haven't.
I can guarantee
Why aren't
you.
all the schools doing
I
this?
can guarantee you that they have.
Why aren't all the schools doing
Because
this?
they had
Universities
them-
are allowing industrial espionage, epic proportions, stealing technology and secrets throughout the system, including DoD grants for technology and used by the military. Yep.
Why don't
By
they
the
do? I
Chinese.
don't understand why they don't do this in all the schools. Why don't they hire
So
retired or off-duty police officers and military
put in
to patrol the
Not
school
even-
grounds?
not even that.
and put
You don't
these
even have
systems
to
in.
do that.
Why?
Like you don't even have to get that intense about it. though.
Yes, you do.
Put
Sure you
in put in shot detection sensors that
Yeah.
are going to lock down every
They're
door
not
and
all
call the
proven
police.
yet. Though.
That's
the
all
problem.
good.
It's
But
all
you-
proof of concept.
That's all good.
It is, but what are you going to do when that cop you have on site is over at the other end and the shot's over here?
Well,
It's
hopefully
no
he gets
different.
there in time.
Yeah, but you're upsetting my dog.
It's better than nothing.
It is. I agree with that. But you have to have multiple angles.
Yes.
You can't just do one thing.
Absolutely.
When we went to school, you can walk on school property, you can walk into the building. Nobody ever thought anything of it. I went
That's
back
new.
when I graduated high school. I went back to my elementary school to go see my old teachers. I walked right into school.
Those-
Nobody questioned me.
Those
Yeah,
days are
nothing.
gone.
But that's my
Honey, I didn't
point.
even have that here.
That's-
We did not even have
Can you
that
listen?
here.
My point is, it's a mentality change. You have to start doing something
Yes.
and nothing.
and like
Oh, I
Lindsay,
agree.
So you know,
like Lizzie said, we need to do it all. We
Well,
have-
you need to have multiple contacts.
Multiple
you can't just do
contacts.
one thing. You
Right.
can't just do
I
like
agree.
the weapons detector. Awesome, great. We
but
had
isn't
it.
shouldn't we ask this question though?
Why do we need it?
Isn't it sad that we've come to this point?
No, because it's expected. Because we're living in a society where the mentally ill
Challenged.
people, the mentally challenged, whatever the case may be, are not being taken care of
No.
properly. So
Because
they're out
we're
there
in these
and they're creating problems.
because we're in this aspect of, oh, your kid has a problem. Oh, I'm not going to tell anybody because I'm embarrassed.
Right.
No, if your kid's fucked up, get him some help. Make him not be fucked up. Like, it's not that hard. How many of us had issues growing up and our parents took care of it and we either A, worked through it, or B, we got medicated and we were fine and we became functional adults.
Well, that's the whole
Don't just
thing.
ignore it and shove it in the corner because you're embarrassed because your social media is going to be sad.
right. The only thing
on.
that schools worry about is if the child is disruptive to the class, then they
Exactly.
put him on medication.
Yep.
But they don't address.
He's quiet and
The
planning
problem.
to shoot everybody.
They don't
Right.
address. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
fine.
All right,
So-
All right, let's go on
move
to the quiz.
This is a whole
Why you
different.
got to give us this stuff? You know it's going to rile us up.
Go quiz of the week. All right, go ahead. Go.
Yeah. All right, rules at home. If you want to play along, you can play along with us. Make sure you put the number of the question that you are answering, please, so we can track it.
One, an A, B, C, or D.
I don't play this game.
You should.
I'm not.
You have to know. Which is Veterans Day celebrated in the United States? I know that. A.
When is Veterans Day?
11/11/11.
There you go. We know it's A. All right, that's a given.
11/11. Ow. My school
Come
was
on.
safe. Years after I graduated,
Come
I
on.
was trying to
It's-
read.
you're saying
I was trying
today,
to read
right?
Catherine's. We
What-
don't just immediately go to the next one. We got to let people answer.
I'm asking. I'm saying, is that what we say November 11th?
I
right?
say November 11th.
I say-
What do you guys?
I say November.
Perfect. Do you want to put up Catherine's comment?
Yeah. Taylor says A. Heavy Metal Beer Club says A.
Next one up, because of course it moved on you. Catherine says, my school was safe. Years after I graduated, there was a murder or suicide on campus. See, we literally had a murder or a stabbing like once a month.
Yeah, but you were in Arizona.
And that's normal, right? That's normal. Well,
Totally cool.
that's
Nobody
normal.
thought anything of it. Like everybody had weapons. Everybody had guns or a shank or something like a
Everybody's
knife.
going
or-
A.
But why are we?
I don't know. Hey,
We just beat the hell out of each
Hey.
other. We were fine. Hey, I get you. A.
Well, scroll down.
It's B. No, I'm joking.
No, it's A.
it's A. I got it.
Woo!
I don't play this game.
What is the main purpose of Veterans Day? To honor our military personnel, to remember fallen soldiers, to celebrate military victories, to appreciate first responders.
E to eat ice cream.
Or yeah,
That's a terrible question because there's two answers there.
All the above.
What is the
Well, not
main
only that.
purpose of Veterans Day? To honor our military personnel? Yes, absolutely.
To remember fallen
To
soldiers.
remember
Yes.
fallen soldiers? Absolutely.
didn't you guys yell at me last year when
But
I
it's
talked
one or
about
the
fallen
other.
soldiers
One's
during
one and
Veterans
one's
Day?
the other. Veterans Day is for
Oh.
the ones that are alive and
I believe I got yelled at last year.
crap.
To celebrate military victories? No.
And Memorial Day is for the
To
ones that
appreciate
died, right?
first responders? No. Although they should be appreciated.
Yes,
Yeah, you don't get shit. Because
So
one
it's either A
is
or B. I'm going to say A.
you're on top of your mic now, so you're.
I'm saying A.
one is alive and one is dead, right? Essentially. Right?
But
don't laugh at me.
definitely
yes,
fallen
right?
soldiers falls into that category.
No, fallen soldiers go to Memorial Day, right?
Yes.
It does, but if we go
'Cause
back
isn't
to
this what you got yelled at for?
that's what I got yelled at before. But my argument is we go back to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier,
You're right.
right?
Ow,
Fallen
ow.
soldiers falls right
So
into that.
That's
I'm going to say A and B.
okay. You can't choose two. You
I'm
can only choose one.
I'm choosing two, A and B.
He's choosing two. You can't make him change. Look at Christine chose A and B.
See, guys, you can't do that.
Is it C?
You're not playing right. This is
We
the-
can do anything we want to do.
all right. Give the answer.
Do whatever I want. I didn't even pick one. I'm gonna go A.
And it
See,
is
so you're half right.
You have right. You can't pick two.
You can do whatever I want. You're not the boss of me.
In which war was the famous Iwo Jima flag raising photograph?
World War
taken?
II.
How did you know how to say that?
Iwo Jima?
That's pretty good.
World War II is the answer, Lindsay.
World War One, World War
No,
Two,
no.
You gotta
Korean
give- you
War,
gotta give other people a
Vietnam
chance
War.
to
You have to
answer
give
that, too.
everybody else a
I'm
chance,
telling,
Dad.
I'm telling you.
You guess B.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then you guess B. You don't get to just let us tell the answer first.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You gotta
I'm
let everybody
helping
else.
you.
You gotta let
I'm
everybody
gonna
else
guess
decide.
whatever
All right.
I'm still trying
shutting
to
up.
find
From
Iwo
now on,
Jima.
I'm shutting up from now.
How do you say it?
What?
How do you say that?
Iwo Jima.
Iwo Jima.
Iwo Jima. It's in the Pacific, right before Japan.
Rob, you'd be surprised. It's not too easy.
Super cute that you know that I know where any of that is.
See, it's not too easy. All right. Well, I think everybody's going B on this one.
Well, I gotta go with Dad on World War II. He's gonna yell at me.
Well,
See, you're right. Good job.
You're usually different, though.
I know, but Dad was aggressive.
What is the VA, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, responsible for? Veterans education, veterans healthcare, veterans housing, or veterans employment?
Wow, that's a tough.
All the above.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, that's not an answer.
I would have to say veterans healthcare, but it's tough.
So, what is the VA, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, responsible for? Is it A, veterans education, B, veterans healthcare, C, veterans housing, or D, veterans employment?
That's really tough
So I'm gonna think about.
because
So
education.
do you have veterans colleges?
Yes, you do. I went to college through the Veterans Association.
Like a veterans college, though.
No,
Like
it's
the
not a college, but they
that's what I'm asking.
they pay you
No,
to go to college.
But
That's a question
is
on the
there
quiz, so stop
college?
talking about that.
Okay, we know that there's healthcare. We know that there's hospitals. We don't know that there's veterans apartments. They can't drive down the corner and see veterans apartments.
I don't think so.
And there's not a veterans employment, like a job.
It's got to be an
I'm gonna
education.
go. I'm gonna go B.
I'm going to go B too.
Everybody's going B.
We can go
I
B.
think it might be wrong, but I'm going B.
B.
And it is B, veterans healthcare.
See the way I, work through it.
This is a chat DBT quiz, by the way.
Did you check to make sure these were right?
I trust our AI.
That's
Who
adorable.
is the highest ranking military officer in the United States? Secretary of
Ice cream
Defense,
eater.
Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Commander in Chief, Chief of Staff of the Army. Wow.
I don't want to say anything until John and Dad answer this.
What in the Secretary of Defense?
It's a bad question. They work on all levels, but specific to health. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is Chat GPT. What do you expect?
So who is the highest ranking military officer in the United States? Secretary of Defense, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staffs.
Wow.
Let me keep drinking. Commander-in-Chief, Chief of Staff of the Army.
So I have a question. Commander-in-Chief is supposed to be the president, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Which isn't always military. So how can you be highest ranking in military when you're not
You
in the
can't.
military?
In that respect,
Aha!
though,
So
he is.
no
It is
C.
military.
What?
In that respect, he is military.
Well, if
Commander-in-Chief is
that's the
military.
case, that's the answer.
But you're not
But
military.
if it's military, then the answer is
The ice
Chairman
cream
of the
eater.
Joint Chiefs of Staff.
So commander-in-chief is the president. The president doesn't
Yeah,
have to
I'm
be
going to say
military,
I'm going
though.
to say Commander in Chief. I could be wrong.
Who's under that?
That's a very tough question.
Secretary of Defense?
A
Yes,
is
he's
a,
under-
A is
yeah.
a civilian, as John's saying.
Yes, he is, and he's also under the Commander in Chief.
Move your mic up here.
So you're both civilians.
He's also
Chairman
under the Commander in Chief.
of the Joint Chief of Staff. Seems like nobody. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go D.
Chief of Staff in the Army.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go Commander in Chief.
No, because you're not military.
Doesn't matter.
You don't just get to be like militaried in.
He's still Commander in Chief.
You don't, but that's not
He's the Commander in Chief of everything.
it doesn't I know being ice cream, but like you don't just get to like cut to the front of the line.
All
My
right.
answer
So
is Commander in Chief, and my second answer is Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
what is our audience saying? Heavy Metal Beer Club is saying B. Nobody else is choosing. Oh, wait. Christine's saying B. Jay's saying A. All right. Let's go
John
with
says-
the
not an
I
officer.
think B is a very fair answer.
officers.
But
Is B. I'm still going D.
You're going D.
Yep.
All right. What's our answer?
No idea.
Chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff.
because it's military. Yep.
Because he's actually military. See, at least it was a
Good
thing.
answer. But technically,
So I
The
was right in my
overall-
thinking.
technically, the overall commander in chief is the president.
But you're not military.
No, he's not.
All right. Question 6. What does the GI Bill provide to veterans?
Oh,
Free
I know that.
healthcare,
Nothing.
retirement benefits, education and training benefits, and housing allowances.
Educating and training benefits.
Educating.
Educating.
Dad's been eating.
Education, education and
Mom,
training
are you
benefits.
coming to get Dad? Because maybe we should. We're gonna Uber him home.
Is anybody fit to drive tonight? There you
Fitting
go.
to drive.
What does the GI
I'm
Bill?
fine. I'm not stuttering. You're the one that's
I know.
stuttering.
You gonna drive home?
I've had a whole bottle of Johnny Walker Black.
I mean, I had a good amount too.
What does the GI Bill provide to veterans? Free health care, retirement benefits, education and training benefits, or housing allowances?
Honestly, I have no idea.
So we got a C. Taylor's saying C. John said C.
I say C.
Oh,
too.
John says C. I say C.
I say C. too.
Oh. Christine and Jay both say C.
Mhm.
Edumacation. Is that what you got, Rob? Is your edumacation?
But they do provide free health care too.
Is that the GI Bill?
Yes.
Is it?
No. It's
But that's
it's under the GI.
you can't tell me yes and then no. Like what the?
It's under the. It's under.
He's going to throw something.
I said C anyway, so I don't give a
It
shit.
doesn't matter.
Who's coming to get Dad?
What I was saying is the GI Bill does provide health care.
Probably in the little
You guys are fun.
Help me, John.
Which?
Semper Fiddles.
What's?
They're killing me here tonight. They are killing me. United States Marine Corps.
I fell in my chair.
Can you read it?
The U.S. military branch uses the motto Semper Fiddles.
What happened? I didn't see that. What did they say? What did they say?
Oh my God! Did you really say that?
What did they say?
Oh my God!
Read it.
Which U.S. military branch uses the model Semper Fidelis? Not
Marine
fiddles.
Corps. Always faithful.
For short, Semper Fi.
Always faithful. That's what it means. Always
Oh, my
faithful. Marine Corps. Go Marines.
That hurt. That just hurt bad.
I don't know what you were laughing.
Be in the chair.
Because she said Semper Fiddles.
Who said Semper Fiddle?
She did. Instead of
It's Semper Fi, not Simper Fiddles.
All right, take the booze away from her.
All right. I think we all agree it's C.
Free carbs.
Right? I think we're good with that.
Hoorah.
Oh,
I'm not coming on the show no more. I'm done.
I quit the show.
what is a Purple Heart awarded for? Exceptional bravery, long and honorable service, being wounded or killed in action,
C.
excellence in marksmanship.
C.
Marksmanship.
C.
Wow.
See.
That's dedication to the answer right there. Let me tell you. We actually have a Purple Heart.
We do. I was just going to ask you what it was for so I can know.
You actually have 2 Purple Hearts.
Semper Fiddles.
You have
Semper
one.
Fiddles.
You have one from your grandfather on your mother's side.
That's the one we have in the thing.
Yes, and you have one. I know you have another one, but I can't think of
We
it.
don't have it though.
We
No, you
don't
don't
have
have it physically, but you do
Right.
have.
Yeah.
It was one.
We need to put it in the thing like we have the other one. I have an eyelash in my eye.
I have a good conduct medal.
Did it?
Yeah.
Does it say Simper Fiddles?
No, it just says good conduct. Why we kept you, we don't know. That's what it says.
Good conduct for you?
Yeah,
Wow.
I know. With all my
What'd
Article
you pay
15.
off for that?
I'm impressed, guys. Everybody's going to C on this one.
Simper Fiddles.
Everybody's. We're past that question. Jesus.
Yeah, we're done with that one.
That's going to be your short.
That is going to be a short for this week,
Fiddles.
folks. That is going to be a short.
All right, don't call me next week.
Oh, here we go. In which war did the famous Battle of Normandy, otherwise known
Boy,
as
that's
D-Day,
a
take
tough
place?
one.
That is a tough one.
Yeah, World War II. I say. What do you say? Go to one. Go to one.
Don't put her at that.
That's cute. Like you think I know what that
At
means.
least we weren't trying to pronounce Iwo Jima.
It's your Waymaning.
If you're in doubt, say World War II.
World War II.
Okay, there you
I
go.
have no idea.
So,
what that-
John, I actually refreshed the quiz like 3 times to get to these questions because the other ones were just pathetic.
Hey,
Did John
welcome
give you
to
these questions?
Chat
No,
GBT
no.
and having to work all day.
ChatGPT gave me these questions.
Oh,
and
okay.
like I said, I had to refresh it like 3 times.
John
just to
got
get
all
to
of
this
these right.
quiz.
I'm confident.
Why
of
don't
that.
you say hard test for, and maybe it'll work.
try
It
World
is
War?
kind of my fault that we have Chat GBT quizzes.
It really is.
Try 2. Try 2. Go for 2.
2B?
Yeah.
Korean War? I like B's.
No,
Oh.
2. World War II. C.
Oh, you said 2. I'm like, 2 is
I
B.
said World War II.
You said 2. Go with 2.
Oh,
C.
God.
I'm not playing with you anymore. I quit the family. Can I quit the family?
All right, now I'll be really impressed if people know this one. John excluded.
Who knows
who
the
is-
father?
Who is known as the father of the American Navy and is also a famous veteran? Is it George Washington, John F. Kennedy, Thomas Jefferson, or John Paul Jones?
John Paul Jones. I'm just saying.
Seriously?
Can't be Kennedy. He's too new. George Washington never got on a boat other than the one to the Delaware. He did go.
He did go to Delaware.
Yes, he did. And Thomas Jefferson, I don't know about him.
I'll pick C.
I'm going to go John Paul Jones.
I'm going to go C. I'm going to go C.
You're wrong.
That's okay. Louisiana or Duke Fern. What?
It's supposed to be Lusitania.
I'm telling you, John Paul Jones. I'm telling you.
I'm going with D. I'm going with C. Stop adding stuff
You're
to
wrong.
I can be wrong. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I'm cool with me and Allison got C. Will you stop trying to like break us apart?
I'm not breaking anybody apart. I'm just trying to help
Stop
you.
trying to break apart the family.
Christine's trying to like upset the order here. She's
A
choosing
and
A.
Jay's going D. What are we doing?
George did go on the boat to the Delaware, but I don't know if that makes him a Navy.
The Navy.
I don't
I don't
think
know.
so.
Christine's usually pretty right.
She is. She's sharp. She is
It's making
sharp.
it's making me doubt.
Making you
I'm-
doubt it?
I'm still going to go with John Paul Jones, but Christy could be right. I'm not going to argue.
John
with it.
says D. No, I'm still going C. Me and Allison got C.
You're going to see? Okay.
Yeah, we're not right.
Hell
There's
yeah.
John Paul Jones.
Who's better than me?
Who's better than me? Wow. You just got to look.
I know.
You just got to look from her.
Yeah.
Well, Dad, I hate
That's
to
all,
tell
Dad.
you,
Go, Dad, go.
so much for
Oh, you should have left it big for him.
so much for your timer going off it. hour and a half.
It's my pleasure.
You are 24 minutes over, Dad.
24 minutes.
Where
over.
is your
How
timer?
could that be?
It did not happen. See, you get carried away.
I don't know.
And if I didn't cut you guys off, you'd still be arguing.
I know.
about
We'd still be
something.
rattling along.
So-
I know. I love you guys out there.
Semper
I do.
Fides. What did I say?
Semper Fiddles. Is what
Semper
I said.
Fiddles.
That was embarrassing.
That is,
Really?
that is seriously
Great.
embarrassing. Hey, since you're here, let's plug your book again. So don't forget, Dad's got his new book out at Christmas for the Heart.
books.
Available on ebooks now. Go get it and
You
send
know,
it.
Christmas is coming.
Yeah, it is
It's
coming.
very
And
close.
even, it's
You have
not,
like 3 paychecks.
I just
y'all.
want to
Let's
say
just
something.
break
It
that
doesn't
out.
cost a lot. It's only $2.99. So, do what you got to do. But
So pretend like you like somebody, send them a book.
yeah,
It's
whatever.
totally good. Only cost you $2.
You could buy 10 of them,
Whatever you want to do.
right? It only cost you.
And if you don't like
10
it,
of them for $30 and
Right.
send them to
And-
10 people you don't really like.
and here's the thing, if you don't like it, you can tell me about it. I'm okay with it.
What is that State 48 picture? Did I miss that?
Yeah, so we did it.
Oh,
You want to see
it?
any
Yes,
State 48
please.
picture? There you go.
Oh, he's pew-pews.
Who's that?
That's Eddie.
Oh, okay.
Well, not the chick, the
Right.
one on the other side.
Who's the chick?
Don't know.
One of his like best friends.
Oh.
Yeah, she helps do a lot of his stuff. She's
I don't
on
want to
his
mess with
picture
her.
too.
She
And I
looks
did
tough.
No, she's
PTP.
pretty rough.
I did some for PTP.
Okay, what did we do with them? I mean, I love having the guys on, but what did they do? They made us go buy more shit.
Yeah,
Well,
unfortunately.
that's what they were supposed to
That's
do.
what they did their job.
Not really.
They sold stuff.
They did their job.
I mean, for them, yes, but I don't need more shit.
Yes,
I mean,
you
I
do.
do need more shit.
You need
I
to
really
protect
do.
Mom and I.
I got a whole new ammo box.
You got to watch us. What happens if they evade us?
I'm gonna whoop. So you better pray for them if they're gonna invade us. All you're gonna say is just wait till my daughter.
I'm going to bring my chihuahuas over here, and you're going to take care of us.
Yep.
Yeah, my dad's gonna be on his way too. We already had that
Yep.
conversation.
All right. Also, guys, don't forget we are
Whoops.
on Spotify and
Whoop,
now
whoop.
Apple Podcasts.
Maybe
So
that's
go
what I'll
check us
listen to
out.
tomorrow on my 5-hour drive.
And I do want to say something now that you guys talked about invasions and shit. Go back and watch the remake of Red Dawn.
Oh my god!
Don't say nothing. Just go back
Seriously.
and watch the remake of Red
So I'd
Dawn.
never seen it, but I was because I saw the original one. He made me watch the original one. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cheesy. Like this would never happen. And then we watched the newest one, and I was like, oh shit, no, like that.
Allison, I don't know if anybody can really say they're ready for it. I mean, I think we're as
You can be as ready as you think you're ready,
Yeah.
but until like your neighbor gets shot in the street, are you really ready?
We're ready. I'm ready. I got 2 chihuahuas that'll rip anybody apart.
Jeffrey's terrifying.
I got no problem.
all right, everybody. That's it. That's gonna do it for us tonight. Definitely gonna do it for us tonight. We're way over.
Way over.
So
Thanks, guys.
we'll
for
see you guys
joining
next week.
us.
Oh, we should make an announcement that we are not going to have a live Thanksgiving show because it actually
We're not
falls
gonna
on
have
Thanksgiving.
Anything.
Yeah, we'll all be here as a family.
Do you
Yeah.
want to pre-record something, or do you want to
No.
just not? We're just not going to do a show for Thanksgiving.
I
Everybody's
mean,
got
I
Thanksgiving
love
off.
y'all, but like,
Maybe I'll put some reruns or something
Yeah.
on there,
or we can just
clips or
like
something.
put the camera up in the living room and
That
have
would be
fun.
interesting.
That would be an interesting show.
We have an interesting family. Trust me.
so. I mean, then you can't say that Dad's really racist anymore because like you'll see all the different
Exactly,
colors we have in the
exactly.
living room. But it's fine. It's cool.
That works.
Works.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for Rumble. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We really appreciate it.
Love you guys.
Bye, Rumblers.
Please go subscribe to any one of our channels you can think of: YouTube, Rumble,
I
Facebook, whatever
wouldn't
it
do
is.
just YouTube because
Let's
we're
go.
just
If you can do
counting our
Rumble, we
days.
prefer. Yeah, we prefer Rumble if you can. So
just count our days on YouTube.
anyway, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.